Hello, is this the base department? Welcome in, every beanbody. God bless you. Welcome in. Thank you, Loudmouth Cadet, for the raid. And Iron Bear BT, thank you for resubscribing. Ooh, wah! Indeed. What's up, David? How are you? God bless you. It's good to see you again. Ooh, wah, Joe, wah. Hello, everybody. My voice is still not doing okay. But we're still gonna do this anyway because I love Leaflet. Oh man, what a crazy night last night was, my friends. If you weren't here, we were co-streaming. Fellow strays, welcome in. God bless you guys, and shout out to Ember Paradox. We'll talk about that in a second here. But let me give Ember a shout out real quick here for being super amazing. But if you guys weren't here last night, we were co-streaming with the permission of Leaflet. Her debate with Avalava, a trans VTuber who's part of Niara's circle apparently. And it was insane. So if you missed the first 2 hours and however long that we were on, I wasn't feeling very good and I had to go to sleep because I work in the morning. If I didn't have to work a job, I would have probably pushed myself to stay up later, but you know, real life calls sometimes. Baylor, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Really appreciate your support. God bless you. Welcome in. Oh, I forgot I muted this. Whoops. And so it was a very crazy night. The main debate, really what should have been the only debate, was on abortion. And is it okay to murder or to stop the life of a baby based on, you know, what the mom wants, like her quality of life? And that's really what it boiled down to. But there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of ad hominems. A lot of disrespect, primarily, really, if only on Ava's side. And it's really unfortunate, honestly, and I might have to mute notifications because you guys like to do that for some reason when I'm talking. You goobers. And it was absolutely insane, the amount of mental gymnastics we had to go through last night. My head was hurting, my head was pounding. I was sick, my neck was hurting, everything was in pain, but like I wanted to support Leaf, so insert something clever here. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Quack. Appreciate it. God bless you. And so here we are, Chow. We're here today, and it's time to finish the rest of the stream because I think I stopped at about 2 hours and 18 minutes. I know, and then we raided into Leaflet, so if you guys got to see the rest of the stream, I think I was in bed when I was watching the rest of it, you know, because I wasn't feeling very good, and I'm still not feeling too great, but I'm in a much better spot today than I was yesterday. But yeah, that debate was, honestly, it was over in the first 20 to 30 minutes, if I'm going to be really honest, and if you guys want to see my live reaction, you can definitely see the VOD. From last night, and maybe I will make it a video. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. And if you guys want to see the Leaflet's conversation without me over it, you can go to her channel.
And Ember's streams at the same time. Question: you prefer Eyes here or in Twitch? Did you saw my post on Twitter about Zinc Spark?
Thank you, Favsip, for the $5 maple dollars. I'm not sure I did. I personally prefer you guys be on Kick because with Kick, if you're just sitting there, it doesn't really matter if you don't interact too much. I still get a little bit of income, but if you only do Twitch or YouTube, it's honestly personal preference. Twitch does not count lurkers anymore, so if you guys are lurking, make sure to use either the redeem or the lurk command so that your view counts, because Twitch is cringe. In that way. Yeah, Warm Body Gang on Kick if you want to support your favorite gremlin and give her a little extra pocket change for the month. But yeah, I'm gonna try not to I'm gonna try my best not to strain myself too hard because I have my crispation on Saturday, and I'm hoping that I'll be fully okay by the time that happens. I bought a white dress, and I haven't worn a dress in years, so this is gonna be fun. So what's the scientific basis for life beginning at any other point since conception? Well, my question would be, do we treat animals the same way? Are animals not animals when they're conceived? Do we treat animals in that way, or do we still consider animals to be animals even at the earliest stages of their life? Because I remember science textbooks saying, you know, there's different stages of their life and development early on. So I mean, if we have that same mindset for animals, why is it that all of a sudden for humans that's not the same energy that we bring? Very confusing. Lurking, you got that kick? Thank you, Justin. It's good to see you again. God bless you. Welcome in, guys. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I feel like people are just taking advantage and trying to make it seem like, and I'm not saying it's you specifically, but, you know, people want to make excuses in a lot of different ways for why a child, even beyond, like, prior to, you know, let's say 20 weeks, that they're not alive. It's really strange to me, because if it wasn't alive, it wouldn't be developing. It would just be, you know, an inanimate object that has no life in it, but that's not the case, right? Power of positivity, good to see you. God bless you. And prayer requests from him or her. Past loss, miss my dad, lost him back in 2019. Let's pray for power of positivity, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Praying the Lord gives you strength, you know, to keep moving forward, and, you know, I can't imagine the amount of pain you feel. Welcome in, Strays. God bless you guys. Thank you for joining in. If you're watching Ember, do not feel forced to, you know, keep watching me. I really appreciate you guys being here, though. And, you know, Ember is such a sweetheart. So kind of transitioning into that, between yesterday and really the last couple of days, you guys know that I have had a stalker for at least the last 3 to 4 months of my life. And this person came into my community, I think around October, and someone, I can't remember who, maybe a couple people had warned me that this person has actively supported pedophiles on Roblox. Now, I was like, you know, I don't like when people who I don't know come to me and just say that, but they had proof, and this person, and my stalker is on Kiwi Farms and has been exposed for their very terrible behavior. And this guy, once I found out, he was banned across, like, on my Discord. He was banned. He's banned on Twitch, although I'm sure he's watching with an alt. I won't, you know, unless I figure out what that alt is. There's no way for me to keep banning him, but even then he'll find a workaround. He did not like that, and he's claimed to be a Christian. He's a bit of a schizo. He has multiple alt accounts and personalities, where in one alt he's a Catholic, in another he is a quote-unquote Eastern Orthodox Christian, which I highly doubt it, especially with the way that he's acting. Very mental. And he's part of the reason that I lost my makeshift deal, when we had fully funded it with like 215 pledges, by the way. And to this day, Makeshift still hasn't told me what those tweets were, but you know what? It's all good. They'll take the side of the stalker, because why not? And then I also got banned on Twitch for a whole week because he went on a brigade and started mass reporting me. And he's also the reason that Maria Grace got banned for a week, and both of us have a year, well, less than a year now, on our record. So if it happens again, we could just get permanently banned off of the platform. So really good times, really just amazing times when your stalker is still stalking you. And he's tried to be buddy with Dawn, and he's tried to also rope in Alara, who I personally don't like as a person, especially because she spoke bad about me, but I don't know whether to save herself or because maybe she truly sees that this guy is a nutcase. It's just insane. And if you've been following Twitter, Ember Paradox, super amazing VTuber, Redhead Fire Queen, super based. She has been defending me tooth and nail against this guy. Even Rev has covered the situation a little bit in prior videos. And I've had a lot of amazing people supporting me. You guys included, as always. Thank you for being amazing beans. And for the strays that have joined the community, I really appreciate you guys a lot. Your support has been immense in these last couple months. So, yeah, Ember has just been really great. She's been putting down her foot, perhaps crushing him a bit. Look, I'm not into shaming kinks. We're not going to talk about any kinks, really. But if this guy is psycho. Now, I can't talk to you guys about what's happening behind the scenes for various reasons. Obviously, I would like to keep some things private, but just know that it's being handled behind the scenes. I don't know when the results will happen, if they'll really happen at all. But my hope is that we get this man in some very deep trouble because he is not well. And imagine stalking somebody for, I don't know, 4 to 6 months already. You have nothing better to do with your life, and that's really sad. You don't have to like me. I don't care if you don't like me. But and again, I'm not Kirsha, I'm not Rev, I'm not Asmongold. No one, most people are not going to care about me because I'm not a big VTuber. But even if this wasn't a super huge life ruination campaign, he has affected my income to some extent and opportunities with companies. Thankfully, other, Uwu Market has not dropped me, and I'm really thankful for that. So if you guys want to get some Uwu Market merch, I am there, and you can totally check me out. I can go ahead and drop my card link for you guys here in the chat if you want to, support me. But obviously, don't feel, as I always say, never feel obligated to do anything. And if you guys want to follow along with the situation, check out Ember's page. She is going crazy.
Naturalism offers no meaning, value, worth, purpose, good, or evil. It's all made up without a transcendent God.
Yeah, it's interesting when they say that. Odd Tom, thank you for the 1,000 kicks on Kick. I really appreciate it. Yep, they ascribe their morality to themselves. They, in a way, have their own religion where they're their own gods, or the law or enlightenment. Anything that isn't the God of the Bible is their God. But I'm not here to slam on an atheist right now. That's not the point of the stream. But crazy stuff, man. It's really insane. Ember, as in like Ember paradox, like the embers left behind from or actually is embers like small flames? I don't remember. I can't speak anything apparently. But anyway, welcome in, you guys. Who's Elara? Elara with an E. She is, okay, if you are someone who stumbles quickly because of corn usage, don't look her up because her models, Bazoingas, are very much out. But she is a news or drama tuber. And back over a year and a half ago when my Roblox situation went down, she spoke very ill of me. And that's all I really have to say about her. I don't watch her content and I'm not interested. I'm sure she's also a lewd tuber or something. But, I guess if you watch her and you like her, I'm not going to stop you. But she's not a good person. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead here, chat, and we're gonna finish watching what was left of the debate. I don't think it was much. After I tapped out because I was feeling, again, really tired and exhausted from being sick. It was a catastrophe. This I don't even know if I want to call this a debate because it was awful. It was so embarrassing. And if dude thinks he won anything, well, even other people were calling him out afterwards and saying that he basically made a mockery, an embarrassment of the trans community, if you will. So if people on your side or not even on your side entirely tell you that, well, oh boy. So I think we were at 2 hours and 18 minutes in. Let me pull up Leaflet's VOD here real quick. And just a reminder, guys, if you are lurking, make sure to use the lurk command every so often, or the lurk redeem, just so that Twitch will count you as a viewer. And of course, if you're watching Ember, please do not feel obligated to stay here and watch my stream. You're
The concept is like does
you're free to watch whoever you want. you know, no pressure here. I love you regardless, and I really appreciate you being here. Let's get this VOD up, and then I'll go ahead and share my screen with y'all, and we'll get through this tonight. Thank you, Iron Bear VT, for the 100 bits. Or no, was it bits? Yeah. I was hesitant, but decided to watch this in support of Leaflet and to learn about how the matter debated. I mean, honestly, he scurried from the topic and then he transitioned. You know, I hate to say transition when we're talking about trans, but I can't help it. That's how I learned English in school, where he transitioned over into a... Actually, no, he just ran to a different topic because he couldn't face being confronted with Leaflet's line of reasoning, which is very good. It's very Andrew Wilson of her. So, man, when I was in bed last night, and I think there was maybe 30 more minutes that they talked about, whatever, maybe 20-30 more minutes, so it's not going to be very long, and then we're going to go back to the Isabel Brown video and continue reacting to that. If you guys are not a fan of the topic of abortion and it triggers you, you do not have to say after we're done with the Leaflet portion of the stream. I know that for some people it's a sensitive topic, so I just want to warn you ahead of time that after we're done with reacting to the Leaflet stuff, that's what we're going to be focusing on. So appreciate y'all, and I hope that you enjoyed today's stream. And just a reminder, you can support me in a couple different ways. Obviously, besides being here, you can become a Kick sub or donate Kicks via the platform natively through Kick. That is the platform where I get the highest percentage. I think Rumble might be second. I'm still trying to figure out what bot is good for Rumble. Whoop, sorry. I feel like my notifications, they come through with Rumble, but then I don't know. It's so hard to keep track of 4 different chats. If you're on Twitch, you can support me by becoming a sub, whether through Prime or normally. You can also donate bits if you're on YouTube.
Why do you want to go to Mexico? I just love Latinas, Sonic.
Goodness gracious.
Adios, amigo.
If you're on Twitch, you can either become a sub or gift subs, and actually on Kick you can give subs too. You can do bits on Twitch, and if you're on YouTube, you can become a YouTube member. You'll get early access to all of my content, and there will be an exclusive live stream once a month for everybody who is monetarily supporting me every month across the different platforms. And you can also donate via Super Chat. I have a Market store. I have Streamlabs. I have a lot of different ways. If you're on Rumble, you can also subscribe. I'll be doing some Rumble. I'm trying to figure out how to do Rumble exclusive streams. Maybe like once or twice a week, because I have to hit the 5-hour mark to remain in the creator program. And on YouTube, again, natively through the platform, you can super chat. So there's quite a few different ways, but if you just want to sit there and enjoy, that's totally fine. The best way to do that is on Kick, because they actually pay me for you just sitting there. Unfortunately, the other platforms are not generous in that way. But anyway, that's enough shilling. Let's get to the rest of this debate that ended so disastrously for Ava. Honestly, didn't even seem like a debate. I felt like I was listening to a therapy session, which I guess is fair. We all need a little bit of therapy, right? Am I right, chat? Let me get this up here. Thank you for the 50 kicks. Really appreciate it. God bless you. Welcome in. Appreciate you all. I will not be disabling notifications. I did last night out of respect for the debate, but this is just kind of reacting to the last 20-30 minutes that I didn't get to watch with you guys on stream. So let me just pull this up fast. And definitely, guys, please make sure to go give Leaflet a follow if you haven't already. She is on Kick. She is on Twitch. She has an amazing YouTube channel that you can see her VODs, which are edited by the amazing Julio, or Julio if you want to call him by his actual name. She's also on Rumble, so if you guys want to check her out there, Leaflet is an amazing friend. And funny enough, she's been my Oshi as well. She was actually my Oshi before she became a really good friend. So if you guys want to, support her, it would really mean the world to me if you did. And I'll be doing my best to keep up with notifications as much as possible. Thank you, Justin, for the 5 gifted on Pick. KTPND, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate you. Wait, did I not change the title? Life has no meaning? Look, life of course has meaning. But according to this person, life has absolutely no meaning. So that's why it's the title of the stream for anybody who's wondering. Of course, life has meaning, and we believe that life has meaning on this channel. So
the guy admitted it. Like the person who was presenting on behalf of that was on the behalf of the pro trans actually had to admitted that it didn't show that it didn't show a reduction in suicide rates, basically.
So
I'll link some pub.
If I recall properly, the last thing that we had left off on, there has been a study, a peer-reviewed study that shows that, you know, transitioning actually doesn't help. I think it makes things worse for most people. And I think there was a Finland article or something that came out from Finland. They had done this study for like 25 years, and people are trying really hard to debunk it because anti-trans groups funded it. And I don't know if we'll go over that tonight. Maybe when we talk with Ava or Ava, whatever, on Monday, maybe. Sorry, I'm drinking tea. Ooh, that ginger. Woo! Hitting my soul. Woo! They were talking about a study. Ava supposedly had brought in his own study, but it was just an article critiquing stuff, and I forgot what the other one was. But Leaflet had looked into it, and it wasn't anything that was pre-reviewed. It wasn't a study. But Leaflet came in, I think, with like the CAS or whatever article, which was a real study for it, and I think that's where we left off. They were debating the validity of their sources, which I know she had mentioned she had way more arguments and stuff, at least for the abortion side of their debate. This is the trans side of it, but we'll see, man. Has it actually been 10 months, Justin? That's insanity. Wow, you've been here. I didn't even realize you were here for a long time. Harvard Medical got in trouble because some of its staff were pressuring parents to do surgery on minors. That's disgusting. Wow. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, and I disagree that this isn't that we shouldn't talk about this, even with people like Ava. I think we should get more educated people on their side to talk. I think that would make it more fruitful. But why I disagree that even someone like this, who's very disingenuous and bad faith and very emotional, is that look, I know you guys don't want to deal with these people, and that's fine. Not everyone is going to be equipped to do so. You might not have the patience. Like, I have the patience because God has given me patience throughout my life to deal with people, and I like hearing people's stories. I like understanding where they come from. So for me, I don't think it's entirely worthless because I want to understand the other side, not only from, let's say, a more professional perspective, but from, let's say, in kind of Christianity terms, kind of like the layman, like the normal average everyday person who's being affected by what these professionals are saying. So it might seem pointless to some people, and maybe it is. Maybe truly it is pointless once you know that they're arguing in bad faith, but it does give insight into just how mentally perturbed these people are. And at least from the Christian perspective, I am praying for Ava to accept one day that he is in fact a man, he is a male, he is not a woman and never will be, and that he accepts Christ in his life. So I know for people who are not Christian in my community, you're more than welcome to say you can.
That's had to go through 2 miscarriages. I despise this guy saying my 2 kids I lost had no inherent value.
Yeah, that was awful to hear. Like, I am absolutely beyond angry because of that, because miscarriages are like saying that a child's life is only valuable after a certain point. Who are you to make that decision? You are no one to make that decision. That life is valuable from the moment it is conceived, and we talked about it multiple times last night. So I appreciate you sharing that. I didn't even get to see where that was. Where was that? Well, whoever said it, thank you for sharing that, and I totally agree with you. So going back to what I was saying, And again, if you're not a Christian, maybe my morality does not apply to you. You can say screw this person and let them go with the wind and end their lives. I don't think that way. Of course, there are consequences, and we need to hold these people accountable. That's another thing. We need to hold these people accountable for what it is they're putting out there and how they are harming other people and how they harm themselves. And you never know. You might be able to change someone's mind. You might be able to reach them. They might not. I think a lot of these people are unloved, and they have a lot of self-hatred. Now, I have a lot of self-hatred, but I would not go as far to say I am a man because I'm, I feel self-hatred in myself. That's weird. No. But again, my channel's a bit different, where I'm not here to tear people down and destroy their lives. I'm here to understand, hold them accountable, and pray for them.
Life has no meaning undermines their argument, since their argument would have no meaning.
Oh, about this. Why does it keep changing to that? It's so annoying. No Titleist match. Well, I hate this. But yeah, like, people don't understand that. Or actually, let me go backwards here.
Sup Celestium, first time watching. I usually watch Made by Jim Bob, The Crucible, J Dyer, Leaflet. Was just curious, what do you mostly steam about? Politics, faith, debates?
So I'm in a weird intersection where it's a mix of all of that. I've been doing more news reacts and a little more political talk. I'm not as well spoken as Leaflet or J Dyer. I'm not as knowledgeable as any of them. But I tried to look at it from a Christian perspective. And when it comes to politics, I like to focus more on moral and ethical things. And kind of bring in the Bible and talk about it as a Christian, and less about, in a less secular perspective. But I do want to go back to doing more faith-based content, because I think we really need that. But I also think it's really important as Christians, especially in the space as a VTuber, where it's very liberal, to speak out against the evils that are going on in this world. Because if you never point them out, how do we know what we're fighting against? How do we prepare ourselves? And so, sorry. Sorry, I'm like sick right now. So I might have some pauses in between. I'm carving out this niche where, in a way, I'm doing some similar things to Kirsha and Leaflet, but from a Christian, a religious perspective, which I don't see many people doing. And I think that's the space I'm carving out for myself. It's bringing these different intersections of what I do and what I enjoy, and kind of bringing it together, focusing primarily on Christ, and, hoping that these people realize, the error of their ways, and, they come to Jesus, ultimately. And I think nowadays as well, Christians have been very soft, and they, thank you for the 1,000 kicks. I appreciate it. I really do need it. I do need more tea. I actually need more water. So I appreciate that. Christians, especially in the West, have become very soft, and they do not want to poke the bear. I've actually been blocked, unfollowed, and disowned by other Christians because I have taken on some very controversial topics. I have had the door slammed in my face because I speak from a biblical perspective. I don't sugarcoat it, and I'm pretty black and white, understanding that there is a nuance, but ultimately there is a right and there is a wrong. And although we should be loving and kind to people, the most love you can show another human being is the truth. And if you don't share the truth because you're scared of how it's going to make them feel, you do not love them. And maybe that's harsh, but we've become really soft in the West. And Christians have been getting stepped over time and time again because we continue to allow evil to abound because we're afraid of hurting other people's feelings instead of giving them the truth of the gospel. So I'm very open about talking about how I do not support the LGBT. I do not hate them. There are people who are going to go far right, really crazy extreme, and say, yeah, they should die and be burned at the stake. I think that's terrible. We should not wish death on our enemies. We should wish for their repentance before their life is up, so that they have an opportunity to be saved. Of course, there's consequences to everything, and you will suffer earthly consequences based on what you do, but they need Jesus just as much as we do. We were all sinners before coming to Christ, for those of us who are Christian. So I know that it's weird, and maybe that's why I might not grow, because I'm trying to reach these different areas, but I'm trying to find a way to be able to talk a little bit about politics, to be able to talk about what's going on in the world, and also, most importantly, share my faith with people, because we are in some really dark times. And I mean, if you guys followed Charlie Kirk being, murdered, right, out in plain air, that shook a lot of people up. And I'm not saying I'm going to be Charlie Kirk. I'm not trying to be Charlie Kirk, but he is an inspiration, in part, for what I do. I didn't watch much of his content prior to his death, but after that happened, and I started looking more into it and seeing more clips and seeing more of, what he was building with TPUSA, I, in my heart, feel like we need more people like that who are not afraid to share their faith and be real and help course correct what's happening, because there's way too much happening. And I'm not saying that there aren't Christians fighting, but some of the biggest Christians out there, they have a platform, and I see too much fence riding, and I'm not about that. So call me a homophobe, call me a Nazi, call me whatever you want, that's fine. But I'm going to stand for the truth of the gospel and Jesus, and I'm going to fight against the evils in this world. And look, if you're not a Christian, but, we have similar ideals, let's shake hands. I'm not going to let me believing in Jesus not help me work with, like, other people who might not be Christian. I'm willing to talk to anyone, whether they're Christian or not. And I think an issue on the right or the conservative movement, even within Christianity, is that people are really easy to split apart over minor things. Or even if it's not like super minor, it's not something that you can, or it's something that you can just talk about. So I have a lot of different goals. I want to unite people who have a similar mindset. I want to unite Christians to really be more vocal against the evils of this world and not be afraid. If the world cancels us, if we don't get opportunities anymore from the world, that of course would probably help in our careers. Who cares? At the end of the day, the truth is important. And so, again, I've been ostracized by even Christians for what I believe, but that's all right. I have faith in the Lord Jesus Christ that, doors will continue to open, and you guys have been really supportive of me. So that's kind of a really long-winded answer, but I hope it makes sense. That was a really good question. I apologize for the large ramble on that. Whew. I also like watching Jay Dyer, by the way. Welcome in, guys. Yeah, I'm not standing alone. I know I have you guys. I have a lot of great friends who stand by me. My fiance, I'm getting married hopefully in the next month or so. He's been really great in my life. Leaflet has been a great friend. I may not agree with her on everything, but she's been, really great. Ember, a lot of amazing people, really. And I'm genuinely just blessed. So I may not be a big voice right now, but I hope that if the Lord allows, I want to be open about being pro-life. I want to support organizations that have proven to really fight against that evil. I want to be open that, being part of the LGBT, I don't hate you, but God's plan for us is different. Of course, not everyone's going to listen. Not everyone's going to come to Christ. I mean, if we look at the Bible, a lot of people rejected Jesus. And, they even went to kill the apostles for, going around and spreading the good word of God. And so that's what I want to do. People say don't mix politics and religion. But I think in the modern day and age, it's almost impossible to do that. And so we need to not avoid it as Christians, but bring the truth of the gospel.
On being engaged.
Thank you. Appreciate it. He's awesome. Thank you, nobody, for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. If you think Charlie said hateful things, then you must have watched out of context clips. Yeah, people take a lot of things out of context when it comes to like Charlie and other people who, they're not people you can step on. They're not soft, and they will say it as it is. Yeah, people will definitely circumvent, the movement. There's controlled opposition even on my side. And got to be careful, but I think we also can't let that make us be islands, because that's what the enemy wants. He wants you to be divided. So stand with the people who will stand with you and be loud. Of course, you got to vet everyone, and that makes a lot of sense. But if we try to go at, like, if everyone tries to go at this alone, look at the other side. They don't work alone. They work as a hive mind, and that makes them more effective. Now, again, vetting is super important. You don't want to let just anybody in who says, yeah. You got to see their record. So if you guys want to see my channel and what I've been saying for the last year and a half, if anything, I've become more bold in what I've been saying, but I've been saying relatively the same thing. Come to Christ, repent, and here's the gospel. I've just been more open about reflecting on what's going on in the world today that affects us, and how Satan is using things like transgenderism, transhumanism, different politics to distract people and take them away from, Christ, or, to keep people away from the truth, which is the Lord Jesus Christ. Some people think, oh, we got to go in the way of the alignment. Oh, no, we have to go like fully liberal and progressive. But the real third option, which is the truth, is Christ. And if we were to stick to Christian values, this world would be in such better shape. But as a Christian, I know things are only going to get worse. People are going to continue to do this stuff, and it's just going to amplify. But I have hope in the Lord, that many hearts will change. And even if they don't, pray. Continue to pray and try to bring good into the world by helping those in need, even when they don't agree with me. And of course, help my fellow Christians and friends and stuff like that, and build something that these people on the left, or these really progressive people, are trying to destroy, which is family, which is our education, right? It's a lot of horrible things, and you guys already know it. So let's continue on with the debate. I feel like I stood on a soapbox and I spoke for too long, so I do apologize about that.
Independent reviews too, so not being like biased or anything. I'm just letting you know that there is a lot more into the conversation about trans healthcare, and if it's okay or if it's not okay, more than just like what doctors and stuff are studying.
Theoretically, do you want to talk about the philosophy behind it instead? That way, we're not talking about
Sure.
studies and stuff. Sure. This doesn't really critique. Just like a last thing on this is, it doesn't actually refute caste, like according to what I'm reading.
Well, I'm asking, like, I don't know how to explain, like the focus is on you. I'm asking you these questions to learn about you.
Okay, sure. You want to ask me more questions? Sure, go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to figure out like why it seems like you focus on like the death aspect more than everything that contributes up to that death in the
It's a big
first place.
deal.
Because if there's no life, and I know that this was, I think this is where the meme comes in. Let's hear Leaflet, actually. I think this is the meme part.
Well, yes, it is a big deal, but you focus on the death so much that you ignore everything else that... Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
You ignore everything else that leads up to that death.
You mean like...
It's not suffering is also a big deal. Not suffering is a pretty big deal. I promise you, it's a pretty big deal.
Not suffering, like taking responsibility for the kid? Like that's suffering to you? Like raising the kid is suffering?
No, what? No, I'm saying like, if you know that bringing that child to term is going to cause them a life of suffering, then like, isn't that like...
Cause the child a life of suffering? Or the person, or the mom, or both?
I mean, wouldn't it cause both of them? Like they're watching their child that they love and care about, that they wanted to bring to fruition, like suffocate.
So they kill him instead.
Or the trans...
So death is destruction. And yes, we should also focus on the suffering that leads up to death, because we want to understand people's reasoning. But to take death, which is the conclusion, right, that people take, I don't think people understand that when you die, that's it. You don't come back. You don't have a second chance. you don't exist on this plane of existence anymore. And God will do a final judgment. And so based on whether you followed him in your life or not, that seals your fate. Now, I'm not here to condemn anybody to heaven or to hell, because I'm not God, and, you know, that's not what the Bible says. But if you have not worshiped Christ, you know, like before you've passed away, if you have not repented, you're likely going to hell. And it's a reality that I don't think a lot of people understand. When you die, that's it. You don't come back, and you're awaiting judgment from God. And then your life for eternity, you know, hell is going to be away from God. Heaven's going to be with the Lord. I'm not a teacher, so, you know, do your research, read your scripture, you know, look at what the church fathers say. But that's it. So why wouldn't we care about death? I know I care a lot, because I don't want somebody who's actively in sin and not even trying to fight and doesn't have Christ in their heart. I don't want them to die. I want them to accept Jesus as their savior, because that's the only way that their life in eternity, you know, and obviously not just for the sake of not going to hell, but having a relationship with Christ. The world will never give you the peace that Christ will give you. And so the benefits outweigh any cons that there might be. I think there's zero cons, but to the world there's cons, right? People start to hate you, doors start to slam in your face, etc. But a life with Christ, like my life ever since I came back to Christ, like I think it's been almost 2 years now, it's been great. I've had a lot of problems, I've had a lot of spiritual attacks, but I am way more at peace than I was like 2 years ago, and even some time before that. And it's hard to explain sometimes, because people are so stuck in their ideologies and they don't want help. They think that everything that the world offers them is a solution. It's really not. It's just the band-aid to cover the bullet hole. You want real healing, you come to Christ. If you've tried everything else and nothing's working, I can assure you that there is an answer for you. Now, Christ might not deliver you from everything. You might have to deal with some things for the rest of your life, but your heart and your soul will be at peace. So yeah, death is awful. Because if you didn't follow Jesus, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe Lord have mercy, you know, after, but I don't know. It's heartbreaking, really.
It's childlike, or just no, like anyone. It doesn't matter. It's anyone. Like, you know, just like, does suffering matter to you, like, at all?
Of course it matters.
So, like, I'm trying to ask, like, why aren't you taking into, like...
I don't think suffering justifies killing people. That's just crazy.
Well, if you're
Look, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example that you won't agree with, right? Like say there was a parent, right? And then they had a kid. The kid's like, I'm trans. And like, oh, well, you're going to suffer a lot. So they just kill them. You wouldn't agree with that, right? Like you would agree that the suffering, do you think that the suffering of being trans is terrible?
The suffering? No, well, first off,
every trans person I know tells me that it's suffering.
We currently live in a life of suffering because of people like y'all. Y'all just don't want to listen to our experiences of being...
And I don't think he understands that. And look, I obviously, I don't really have body dysmorphia, probably to the extent that this person has had it in their life. I've been open about, you know, throughout my life as a woman, right? There's a role that I play that God has given me, but I'm also a woman who has passions, you know, who enjoys what she does with VTubing. I love art. I love drawing. I'm not a big fan of being an accountant, but to survive, I kind of had to, you know, become an accountant. But, you know, I have things I want to do. And I feel like as a woman, obviously I want to be a mother, and that's going to be really important. And that's a really big blessing. And that's my primary calling, right, as a woman, is to be a mother. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. But how do I balance having a passion for the things that I do while also not letting that overtake, you know, in the future when motherhood is at the door for me? You know, am I not a person anymore? Do I not have individual thought? of course, the child is going to be the primary focus, but I don't want to lose those other things either. Now, I don't want my attention to be competing so much so that I ignore my child and I just focus on myself, right? That's selfish. There's no reason to be a mom if you're going to be, thank you, Miku, for the follow. Appreciate it. I don't want to, not be a mom, not be there for my kid. But how do I also, because what I'm doing is reaching people from my generation and potentially, some millennials as well. I want to keep doing this. I want to show that, you can have a family and have a wonderful life. Of course, your job and your passion shouldn't overtake that because that's not the primary thing, at least if you're a woman. But I don't know, finding that way of still being able to kind of work from home and do things like this, but still, I don't know. I don't want to say I want to have it all because I would rather focus on my kid than, I probably won't be posting as much. I definitely won't be streaming as much when the time comes. But to still be able to do that, encourage other people to have families because that's what I want to do.
Objective truth is all that matters. That's what separates good intentions versus bad intentions. Stay strong, Celestian.
Yeah,
also,
no
sorry
worries.
for the solid question. Smiley face
You're
emoji.
good. And so I see that men, the focus obviously is to be a provider. Sometimes you have to work really long hours and break your back. And, maybe men are not even doing the careers that they'd want to do. But they're encouraged, right, to follow their career and dreams when it comes to building something. And so when I was younger, I felt kind of jealous because it's like, well, I can think for myself. I'm not saying that I'm, Einstein in terms of intelligence, but I think I can put a couple coherent sentences together and, help people see that, maybe the way that we've been taught is wrong and that we've been sold a lie, but then I'm not a man. So there are some instances where I feel like I have to be quiet because I'm a woman, but I never thought of like transitioning to be a guy so that people could take me more seriously. So I don't know if that's dysmorphia or jealousy or both, but that was a thought that had run through my head for like a really long time. Man, I wish I was a guy because at least I could focus on my career until like my late 20s, early 30s and not worried about, getting married. I could, have like a YouTube channel or have a really successful career and people would, applaud me. But then that also has its cons. Like men are really lonely. You're treated as expendable wallets. And so it's not easy for you guys in that manner. And I don't think I could handle that. I already feel alone for a lot of different reasons, but it has to be painstakingly crushing for you guys to be seen basically as second-rate citizens. And you have to, and on top of that, you have to build society, right? You have to build the infrastructure. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your own dreams so that you can focus on providing your family. So it's like men and women have their own struggles and roles that they have to face, and that's just the reality.
Why do I have to listen to your experience? You just live your life. I don't really care.
Well, we try to live our lives, and then people like fucking berate us and focus on the fact that we're trans because it was so visible and apparent.
How would I berate you for being trans?
Please don't be fucking stupid. Please.
No,
don't,
I'm not.
please,
I'm asking you. How would I berate you for being trans?
Didn't you say conversion therapy might be good in like the Niara debate?
Yeah, I mean, there could be a case in like, which it's a thing to try out, and then if the kid goes, if you find out, right, because we don't know if the person is trans, and if the conversion therapy, and again, I'm not talking about shocking people or waterboarding them. I'm talking about just going to a thing where like they talk you through problems, kind of like what I did, right? Like, would you consider that?
Conversion therapy has been proven to exacerbate issues and suffering. Yes, like
from
this
who?
isn't
Who
good.
said that?
I feel like there's just no way. Like, did
so
we
like
not
in my
ban
specific
conversion
case,
therapy for these reasons?
In my specific case, where I tried to talk my friend, I tried to convert them away from being trans, ended up being a positive for their life.
You wait. So now you're saying you tried to convert them? Like there wasn't just like you just reaching out. Being
what
like,
else could it be? I tried to tell them like you don't have to do this.
Oh my. This guy, I was talking about suffering and stuff, and he makes it seem like we're such cold-hearted creatures that we don't see the suffering that people are going to. I think that we see it, but we know that that's not the way, right? We're trying to give you a actual solution to your problem that isn't castrating your body, because I don't think they see it as an issue. And obviously not everybody goes with the full, surgeries and stuff like that, but You know, even putting yourself on puberty blockers, man, that stuff is bad for you. Like, you know, there's a reason why even when I was sick, I was trying not to take medication, because nowadays big pharma, they don't give a two flying ducks if you know, you're stuck on medication for life. They want money. They don't care about you. I mean, there might be a couple good doctors with good intentions, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? So I see your suffering. God sees your suffering. But I think the way that you're going, right? And I'm speaking to trans people, especially the ones who go as far as, you know, if they're a man cutting off their wiener and women cutting off their breasts, is like you're castrating yourself. You're hurting your body. You are opening physical wounds to satisfy a mental, a disruption in your psyche. That doesn't fix anything. You're still not ever going to be the thing you're trying to be. You're an imitation. And the real thing is better than an imitation more times, if not always, really than not. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but my guy, like, you could have lived your life as a man. You could have been,
This
look.
whole argument seems to scream just trust MS bro. My claims about reality are true and everyone is against us all the time.
Sorry if you're eating and you had to hear me say that. Whoops. Sorry. I hear you. You're screaming. See, and my thing is like, these people who do this, they're crying out because they want somebody to love them. But you don't even love yourself when you do these kind of things. When you destroy your body. How is that loving yourself? It's like telling a person who's doing my 600-pound life, go eat McDonald's because it makes you feel good. How outrageous does that sound? They feel good about it, right? They're all fat and bubbly, and they're like, you know, all depressed, but they keep eating and they don't stop eating because that's the way that they deal with it. Do we just keep telling them go eat McDonald's? I mean, if you want to kill them, sure. Go tell them to go eat McDonald's, Wendy's, you know, Burger King. Tell them to go eat the whole menu at Red Lobster, bro. Like, yeah, sure, go ahead, do that. But obviously we don't want to do that. We don't want them to die, and it could be a cry for help. Like, what are you suffering? What's your depression? Why do you hate yourself so much? What damage, how bad is the damage that someone did to you that you have to go this far? And this person throughout this entire debate has been shifting the goalpost. And they're getting they crashed out way sooner than Nyara did, by the way, when Leaflet debated Nyara.
What else could that be?
I wouldn't call that conversion. I wouldn't call that trying to convert them.
Okay, well,
no.
say there was a therapy, right? Say there was a therapy in which they were saying, okay, well, let's explore if you're trans or not, and let's explore other options. And then they determined that, okay, so actually we figured out that you're not trans. And then they came out of the therapy converted.
How can we get to that conclusion? Like, why is gender affirming care bad? How can we even come to that conclusion without?
It's not and this guy was saying gender affirming care. This is not gender affirming care, bro. This is destruction of the body. I hate that these people keep saying that. What healthcare? You're not getting cared for. You're getting destroyed. Are lobotomies okay because people are mentally like, no. You're castrating yourself. It's not care. They don't care about you. They care about a paycheck. They care about you as a science experiment. Stop calling it healthcare. You know what real healthcare is?
This guy sounds rather masculine.
Sounds rather masculine. It's not healthcare. You know what is healthcare? If a virus is killing my body and I can't fight it off and I need medication because my body, for some reason, even if, maybe I haven't taken care of myself and it's so bad now that I need medical intervention. That's healthcare because it's an external force killing me. You're using a mental illness to justify destroying perfectly healthy organs, whether with chemicals, synthetic chemicals, or in worst cases, chopping things off that you do not need to chop off. That is not health. There is no care. And this entire time, throughout this entire debate, and I've talked about it yesterday, we are feeding a delusion. We are destroying, like, if you guys see the statistics, a third of my generation was aborted. And then they're trying to kill the rest of us off by convincing people like Ava, Nyara, and all of them that because they hate themselves so much, why don't you go transition? Here's our next science experiment. If we couldn't get you with child sacrifice, we're going to get you with this, with transhumanism, and you'll be, we're going to see how far we can push transforming the human body with science. Insanity, really.
An evaluation. Like, they don't know. They don't know. They just assume probably, like, they don't know. Like, they don't know. That's the issue I'm trying to, like, point out. Like, they don't know.
You said.
So you don't know, but you know to destroy your body. Sounds pretty good to me. Right, chat? Really good. Good stuff. Also, yeah, I'm not confident about my voice. People have told me I sound like a teenage boy. I'm actually a 26-year-old female. I don't know how else to say it, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
And that you said something about like I want the suffering of what was it? Something about I want the suffering of trans people or something. What were you saying about that?
I didn't say you specifically, like y'all, like people who aren't like trans. I don't know if you're trans or not. I don't think you are.
No.
But like,
what about it?
Y'all don't care about like the lived experiences that we live in. Our government is like revoking driver's licenses. Yes, let me speak.
My dude, I'm gonna be really honest with you. The government don't look, as long as the government can make money off of you, they will. They'll do it for all of us. I hate taxes. But the point being is that I think this is such an evil that is being they're trying to spin it into something good when it's actually something truly evil, but they've convinced people that this is the only way out of feeling depressed and to deal with their dysphoria. You're not dealing with anything. You're giving in to the voices in your head. And I know it sounds really rough, and I'm being very firm here, but sometimes some people need a firm awakening. Now, I'm not in his shoes. I don't know everything that he's gone through in his life, and this is where the love and the kindness is I'm gonna speak from that angle. I want to understand why, when did it start? When did these thoughts start? Did somebody hurt you in your life? Were you abused as a child? Why do you think that this had to be the way your life had to go? I'd rather you be an effeminate gay man than think that you're a woman. Now, I don't want you to be an effeminate gay man, but I'd rather, if I had to choose between you going full-blown, surgery and blockers versus that, I genuinely would rather you be an effeminate gay man.
Lived experiences. We can't be in the military and stuff because we're trans. We can't have driver licenses in certain states because we're trans. Yeah, well, they want to make databases of trans people taking healthcare. Like, the government shouldn't be making lists.
You're gish galloping. You're gish galloping. So in the case of like the military, right? The reason behind that is because there are certain conditions in which it would be dangerous for them to be as
You're fucking with me. You're fucking with me.
I'm not.
You're fucking with me.
I mean.
And throughout the entire debate, this guy has been disrespecting Leaflet like there's no tomorrow. He lost 30 minutes in. The moment you start ad hominem anybody in a debate, you're done. That's it. Over. I'm only listening to the rest because I want to, see what he had said, but this debate was long over. Like, yesterday when we were reacting to it live, you guys know what my opinion was.
I mean, so trans people need medicine, right?
Trans people in the military.
And here's the other thing. If you and actually, I don't know if I saved the clip, but we after this, if you guys can remind me, I think I have a clip where I forgot what state it was, but they're making it so that trans people have to put their biological sex on their license. They cannot go based on the quote-unquote gender that they believe they are. And it makes sense because the treatment for men versus women is different. And even if you use puberty blockers and stuff, it doesn't take away that you're still a man or a woman, that you're male or female on the biological cellular level. And if you don't properly know what that person really is, you can end up getting them killed. It baffles me. Yes, you need to identify based on the sex you were born as, especially when it comes to medical things, because if one day your life is in danger and they can't give you the right thing because you put woman and you're not a woman, or vice versa, you just ended your own life. And not only that, different procedures. And second of all, you shouldn't even be in women's spaces. It's insanity. You're the one who doesn't care about life. Like, she's trying to give you the hard, cold facts, the logic, the line of reasoning. And because you're so emotional, you're not allowing the reality.
No one talks to our slime that way.
Yeah, I love her so much, guys. Like, please go follow Leaflet if you haven't already. She's such an amazing person.
We're a-okay until Trump determined.
Well, just because that it was allowed. No, just because it was allowed before doesn't mean that there isn't possibly a problem with it. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. They made a determination that there is some kind of effect through the it tracks me. I'm not. How am I?
Oh wait, so the government had to take away the driver's licenses of trans people just because?
No,
like,
that's a completely different thing. You're conflating two different things.
What?
You have no right to change how the system has been for decades, and there's a reason, a logical reason, for it not to happen the way that you want it to. And second of all, isn't it illegal to lie on your documentation to say that you're a woman, but in reality you're a man? Can't you get arrested for that? Isn't that like a federal crime or something? Look, you may live in Delulu land, but the rest of the world doesn't operate on Delulu land. They allow you to operate on Delulu land for whatever the reasons, but that doesn't mean that you will enforce your feelings into the law in the way things have been for a really long time, especially in critical things like this.
Oh, hold on. Well, this is kind of like a similar thing. Like, they're just removing like rights and access to, like, yes,
pick a topic.
This is like
pick
the
a
same
topic
thing.
and we'll talk.
It's not a right. It's a privilege. By the way, driving is a privilege. Voting is a privilege. You are not entitled to either of those things. So if you don't want to follow the law, well, there you go. Your privilege will be taken away. Follow the law or have it taken away. There aren't that many rights. Let's say that people have. A lot of things are really privileges, but the entitlement. The entitlement's just on the wall here.
Pick one.
We're talking about this topic right now.
Which one?
So,
Can you restate it? That way I know exactly what you're talking about, because you like kind of jump around a lot.
Trans people losing rights to our own healthcare and just dignity.
What does that mean?
Existing.
Losing rights to your own healthcare. What do you mean by that?
The government is deciding that they don't care about medical reviews and studies. They're going to push their ideological agenda, whereas they say that.
So there's
we don't
a
want
thing.
People, shut up. They're saying.
Hello. What the hell? ¿Qué dijiste? Mire, conchole, cállate tú, barbado. Demonio, shut up. What? You're telling her to shut up on her stream? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Yo, look, I'm holding back a lot of slurs right now. You do not tell her to shut up. Oh my gosh. Lord, save this demon from himself. What? He told her to what? Yay. Getting risque today, are we? Yo, somebody hold me back before I strangle this guy. Oh my gosh. Wow. She was way too nice to you. She was way too nice to you. And these are the kind of people that want to be the spokesperson.
Tries not to be misogynist challenge. Impossible.
Yeah. You're the kind of people who want to represent your side, but you will lie, you will slander, and then you'll tell other people to shut up during a conversation when you're losing and you're cornered like the scared puppy you are. And I don't care, go clip it. Say that I'm transphobic. I don't care. Your words have no power against me. But you do not talk to her that way and think that you have a leg to stand on. You cut off all 4 of your legs and you've become an amputated puppy. You have no ground, no legs, no nothing to stand on because you decided that you wanted to give into your delusions. You wanted to go into Delulu land and try to force it on other people. But you know what? The world doesn't operate the way that you want it to. Okay, buddy? Sir? You will never be a woman. None of your friends will ever be women. I'll still pray for you. But you don't come after my friend and talk crap. When she let you on your platform, she could have slammed you into the ground in the first 20 minutes and she didn't do it. And you know why? Because unlike you, she has a heart left. She has empathy, sympathy for the world. But you are a cold-hearted mother trucker. That's what you are. And you know what? If you speak to me like this on Monday, papito lindo, it's not gonna work out. I'm Hispanic. I've got the chancla. So I hope that you come in with respect and reflect on your absurdity and your lack of kindness towards people that you disagree with. I don't care if your mindset is clouded by the amount of lies that you've been fed, the spiders and the cobwebs in whatever is left of that mind of yours. You do not come in here and talk crap about anybody who's being respectful to you. Because someone is challenging your position and your worldview does not give you any right to be so nasty. You made a fool of yourself. You are the reason why your side is getting pushed back on and you are losing the argument. And you are seen as people with a mental illness. Hush that mouth. You sound like a dude. You're a dude.
Is ready to rock.
Some of you people did not get any corporal punishment as a kid, and it shows. If you were my kid, you wouldn't just get a timeout.
That transitioning has been studied and gender affirming care improves the lives of trans people.
So why are you such a dick? Why? Oh, sorry, genitals.
And the government is deciding we don't care about those studies. We're just going to say no. That's bad. That's
well, yeah,
good.
there's
That's
conflicting studies. There's conflicting studies, and again, like I said, I bring up caste as a conflicting study that says it doesn't actually do anything.
So you think it's okay for the government to just have the final say, be like, yeah, you just can't. Yep.
No, that's actually not my position. I actually don't think that the government should for cosmetic things. This is a completely different reason. For aesthetic reasons, I don't think they should.
So our healthcare that's been studied and now it's just a cosmetic thing, right? Like it's just cosmetic.
No, I think that the cosmetic reason is a reason that we should allow it actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
So can you explain this further?
Yeah, I think that people should be allowed to go for their aesthetics. That's it. As long as they know what they're getting into. As long as there is a this is a very like libertarian argument. Like this is secular. This isn't like a religious thing at all. It basically goes like this, right? Like I don't want the government telling people what they can or can't do, like tattoos and things like that. And like for me, the trans stuff is like along those lines. So like as long as you're trying to reach a aesthetic that you want for yourself, I don't really care what you do. I really don't. The only concern I have is that you are aware of what you're doing. That's it. That you're able to actually sign that contract, that you understand what's happening.
I personally don't fully believe you.
Okay. Well, I mean, what do you want me to say to that?
Nothing.
I've said this on stream many times. You can ask my chat.
Look, my issue with transgenderism, and people are ultimately allowed to do what they want if the law allows it. Even if I disagree with it, we don't live in a theocracy, right? The United States has never been a theocracy. I don't think it will ever be a theocracy, right? So the things that I would not allow and allow, by modern standards, would be to some of these people a dictate. Like, it would end up being almost like a dictatorship. So I think that if you're an adult, you're allowed to do whatever you want. But for things like this that are more cosmetic procedures, the government, my tax dollars should not be going towards your healthcare. You need to be able to afford it yourself. Straight up. Straight up. I shouldn't be paying for it. And I don't want to pay for it. I don't want my money to go to this. You know why? Because this destroys people's lives, whether they want to believe it or not. It enables already mentally ill people to do more destruction to their bodies. And there has to come a point where us as a collective, as a society, we say enough is enough and no more. And get away from the children. Stop trying to groom them. It's ridiculous. And they want children, they want to say children are trans, and that's not true. Children have no idea what they're doing, and they can't consent, and they shouldn't be influenced. Let them be kids.
His aggressive appeal to authority falls flat when we all know about how the science was deemed something to not be questioned.
Yeah, he fell flat on his face with this whole debate, like a long time ago. But how dare he tell Leaflet to shut up? How about you shut up? You talk way too much. Maybe you really are a woman. You talk too much. But no, you're really not, actually.
Yeah, you
just pretend to be one. But hey, good try. Even I don't talk that much.
I don't fully believe you.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's literally nothing I can say about that then.
Yeah, but like, I want to know, like,
I've been consistent about this. I've been very consistent about this.
I want to know how you have this position, but like, it seems like you don't care about like.
She already told you how she got her position, and if you didn't ramble your mouth constantly and try to play, let's move the goalpost 10 million times, in addition to being disingenuous and strawmanning her position and throwing ad hominems and telling her to shut up, you know, maybe you would actually understand what she's trying to say and the line of logic she's been trying to lead you down, but you're so stuck up in your emotions that you can't see the forest for the trees. And I don't know how to help you. You can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. You don't want to be helped. You want to make a statement. You don't want help. You don't want to debate. You don't want to discuss, because it'll challenge your worldview. And look, same thing for me. I get scared when people challenge my worldview. What if I'm wrong? But I'm willing to have those conversations and potentially be wrong, or have to revisit the conversation with the person once I know more. But you, sir, keep over talking. You continue to break down emotionally when things aren't going your way. And I'm sure Leaflet understands your pain. She's gone through a lot of things herself. A lot of us have gone through a lot of things. I may not be in your exact same shoes, but I've gone through some things that I could have thrown in the towel and said, well, screw it. Let me go transition. Let me go do this. Let me go do drugs. Let me go ruin someone else's life. But I didn't. Thank God I didn't. But now you want to be Mr. Macho Man and come in with this disgusting attitude and not willing to listen. So why should I take you seriously? I honestly, I stopped taking you seriously 30 minutes into your conversation with her. And it's sad because I know you're crying out for help. This is a desperate cry for help. But you rip off the hand that's trying to help you. And if that's the case, my guy, well, You can either continue in the way that you're doing or sit down and actually listen to what people are telling you. I'm listening to you and I hear what you're saying. You're wrong. But I'm listening because I know that you're hurt. I know you're trying to stand for what you believe in. And there's a reasoning behind what you believe. But if you're going to go be a dick about it, no one's going to listen to you. And honestly, you shouldn't have been in this debate with her if you didn't want to be a representative to trans people. Once you do a debate, informal or formal, you're part of representing your side.
The potential suffering that we go through while like experiencing like this healthcare from outside sources, not even our healthcare like that's doing it to us. It's people outside.
I understand that trans people are suffering. I just don't think that I think in most cases you're not actually you're not solving it through the methods that you're.
How do you determine this without a professional? Like what? Like who are you to determine this?
Because you're all depressed because your ideology is not rooted in reality. That's why.
What? It is rooted.
Don't even say it's rooted in reality, because it is not rooted in reality.
In reality, it's not even an ideology. Like dysphoria is incurable.
Honestly, if Akko were on right now, he can tell you that he's moved on past his dysphoria. There is a cure, but you don't want the cure.
It's a thing we deal with. It's been studied.
Do you believe? Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that trans women and biological women are the same?
Trans women and biological women
are the same. Are they the same thing?
This is so fucking cringe. Like, what you just
How
want
is
me
it
to
cringe?
You know what's cringe? Your shitty attitude, pal. Like, she's literally leading you down the line of logic, and you've got something so far up your nose that I'm sorry, guys. I'm really trying hard not to crash out right now, but I'm actually really, really pissed right now because this individual treated somebody who's so loving and so caring with such the utmost disrespect and thinks he still has a leg to stand. He shot himself multiple times in this conversation. He's just a dead horse on the ground, still shooting himself because he still has some energy.
This is just so they're natal women. I just don't care. I don't care. Like what? I don't care.
You don't care about women?
This is your topic.
You don't care about women? You're such a misogynist. You're such a misogynist. All of you are such misogynists. You don't care about what we experience. You don't care what we go through. You only care about playing dress up and trying to be something you're not. And I feel so bad for you because even if men suffer in different ways, men, I think you're really awesome. I think it's cool that you're strong. I'm glad that you can protect us. I'm glad that you're out there and you're building society one stone at a time, one metal sheet at a time, whatever you use in the modern day to build. Maybe it's a combination of everything. But don't you come here and tell me, and you just expose yourself. You don't care about women. You just care about yourself and your disgusting delusions. That's what you care about. Piss off.
It's so cringe. I just don't care.
It doesn't matter how cringe it is. Like you can't just take an argument. You can't take an argument and then you don't want to talk about it because it makes you uncomfortable and you say it's cringe. Like that's not how things work.
It's not that it makes me uncomfortable. It's just like this position doesn't further anything that I'm talking about. What are you like? What is the point? I'm talking about our healthcare, our specific healthcare. Do you like? Why is this a bad thing to engage with?
Okay, what do you want to talk about then, and specifically? Go ahead. I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest.
He's concerned that you don't care about his healthcare, which is not healthcare at all. Again, butchering your body isn't healthcare. It's actually destruction. But they'll label it as that. He wants you to acknowledge the fact that transition, quote unquote, saves these people from committing skewer side or whatever the heck he was mentioning earlier. And that's what he wants. He wants you to acknowledge it. And you've already said no. And you've already brought up the studies. And it's actually quite the contrary. And there's more studies coming out of the damage that this quote-unquote gender-affirming healthcare has done to the people of my generation. They couldn't get us with they couldn't get everybody with abortion. And now they want to pull this technocratic transhumanist BS. Like, what did... Uh, Lord, I need to go repent later.
You're just kind of sprugging out.
Give me a bit. I'm definitely BPD fucking girly out. One moment.
You're BPD. Why are people like this talking? Oh my gosh. And now you're a BPD girly? Are you schizophrenic too? Honey, do you need help? Do you need a pat on the head? Do you need a hug? Ava, do you need a hug? I'll give you a hug. If you need a hug, I'll give you a hug. Holy shish kebab.
Just gotta unmute for a second.
I hate when people use things like autism and BPD as an excuse to be an asshole, bro. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm baffled and I feel bad. Look, I'm angry, but I feel bad. This is somebody who needs actual intervention from a therapist that will not affirm their delusions. You need to get off the internet and you need to go put yourself in an institution so that they can treat your BPD and whatever else you've got going, man, because this is ridiculous. Like, I get that the internet is an escape and you could have the worst form of schizophrenia and still be on here, but holy smokes, you're just, why are you exposing yourself like this? What does this accomplish? Like, I genuinely feel really bad for you. Holy, it's driving me up a wall. I have to pray extra hard for this person tonight because I know that life is difficult and everybody has gone through something, but this is not what you do when you go through a lot of things in life. I mean, you can. You shouldn't, though. The more mature and difficult thing to do is always going to be better than whatever clown show is going on right now. Oh my gosh. Let me skip ahead a little bit. See when they start talking.
I don't know.
Again.
I think I'm pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I'm just being real. Like,
Leaflet, you are one of the most reasonable people I have met. Actually, I mean, I know a lot of reasonable people, really, but you know, you put it in such a way that it's not really offensive unless you are an overly defensive person who can't take criticism, which of course this person has shown to not be able to take it. And you do your best. I think sometimes, and that's fine because this is who you are. You tend to be a little more nice to people that probably, like, there's a point where you need to, like, firm without, you know, going crazy on them and kind of finish squashing their argument. And I don't know, I'm gonna say this because I can't think of a better analogy. You need to clamp the placenta and take it off. Like, it needs to go. They're leeching off of you, or not. Let me not say that. It's a horrible thing to say. They're still taking from you, and they don't care. Or let's compare it in this case to being a parasite leeching off of you, like an actual parasite. And it's time to put the antifungals and the antibiotics to use. You're an amazing person. Now, I have this problem too, where I want to be really nice to people and hopefully change their mind. And throughout the years, I realized that people take advantage of that and they kind of just step on you, especially when they're in bad faith like this. And I still have yet to figure out the kind of happy in between, like when do you stop and start being more aggressive and fighting back? But I think you did a pretty great job.
I'm convinced most of the issues these people say that they have are entirely self-diagnosed.
Oh, of course it is, yeah. Yeah, and then Big Pharma capitalizes off their delusion. It's the same thing with antidepressants. Think about it, right? Ever since sexual liberation, feminism, right? More women are, like, I think the last time I checked the statistic was at least like 25% of women in the US at the very least are on some form of SSRI antidepressant. You know, we've got the box wine moms with the cats Who capitalizes off of that, chat? Let me know your answers.
Like, I'm not even like, yeah, like, you know, fuck trans people and like trans people should never be able to do it. I'm not even like that far. I'm pretty moderate on the issue.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry. So, I don't want to engage with the phenotype arguments and all that shit. I just
it's
don't.
Important though. It's important.
Wait.
Okay.
I will say that trans women are not the same as natal females.
Okay.
And that biologically speaking, after years of HRT, you can get closer to like the biological definition of a woman than you would without that HRT. I think that's a pretty fair answer.
It's still different though, right?
Yeah. There is a difference, obviously, but I think that's a pretty fair answer.
So like here's my take on it, right? And people might get pissed off from this, but this is actually my take on it, right? That if you're okay, go ahead. Sure, go ahead.
Obviously, natal women have development at birth that is not experienced by natal men. Okay, I want to say that too.
Okay.
Okay.
So what I think then, right, is how do I explain it? Sorry, like my brain got scrambled for a bit. I like lost the thread. I think that understanding the limitations of things, but then wanting to reach your aesthetic ideal, I think is okay. So like,
what do you mean by that?
So the understanding, right, that let's use like MTFs for like the sake of argument, okay? That MTFs...
It's more complicated than the aesthetics, so I just want to let you know early, it's more complicated than the aesthetics. It's way more complicated than the aesthetics. Explain? Like, dysphoria is incurable. We treat the symptoms. It's been studied. Like, we just, like, gender-affirming care in the form of hormone replacement therapy just increases, like...
But what is it? What is... What is being trans in the first place? Like, what is it?
I think it's when you're like, how do I explain this in like a proper way?
You're one gender, right? So like we'll use again MTFs for the sake of argument, right? So a trans MTF person is a person who is a man that they want to be a woman, correct?
Yes.
Which is impossible. But hear me out, okay? Before you get mad. It's impossible. But if it's your...
I like how she said before you get mad, because she knows it's coming.
Aesthetic to still want that, then that's up to you. That you should have the freedom to be able to pursue that aesthetic to its peak ideal that you want to reach.
It's more than aesthetic. There's like there's brain chemistry, hormone levels. Like some people, like me, like
it's all part of
personally. I will personally attest that like my mental state has personally improved ever since I started transitioning, because I was like at the brink before I waited or
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go on.
Oh, so just out of curiosity, like what?
And I don't know if I think she gets like towards the end or in the next section here, if I remember because I was listening to this last night before I went to bed. This other half, obviously they'll never be women. It's impossible. They can quote unquote get close, but obviously they never will be. But there's a social aspect to this, a acceptance of wanting to be in female spaces as well, to be acknowledged that you are something that you're not, but have quote unquote gotten close to. And so there's that social aspect as well of wanting to be accepted by other people, as being this thing that you're not.
I can confirm most aren't autistic. They are just irresponsible and haven't been held accountable.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they're not held accountable. Absolutely. And it's sad. I don't know what compels these people. Burnt Sausage, thank you for the $50 rant. Sorry, I didn't see that. Keep doing your best, Celeste. Any interest in I Am the Jesus Christ game? Sorry to completely distract from this actual... I was thinking about it. Akko said that it's a pretty good game, so I think I might. What do you guys think? We can play I Am Jesus Christ on Sunday? Wait, I'm not gonna be streaming on Sunday because it's gonna be Pasha, and I just wanna spend time with the Lord on Sunday, so I'm not gonna be streaming on Sunday. Leaf is awesome, and we need to get you and Leaf on side scrollers the same day. We were actually on the same day a couple of weeks ago, I think in March. So if you guys want to check out that episode, you can. And we will be back together on side scrollers with a third person. I'm not going to say who because she said to keep it a secret. On the 21st of April, so in about like 2 weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks, me, Leaflet, and a third person are going to be on. So really exciting. It's going to be a major stream. You guys should not miss it. And I'm really excited to be with Leaflet again, on side scrollers. Love Craig and the team. They're really great people. And if you guys don't follow side scrollers, please go give them a follow. They're doing a lot of great work, and I've been a fan since like last year when I came across them through Kirsha, when I used to watch her like almost religiously. And I got to see Leaflet on there too before I even really got to talk to them. So that great stuff, really good stuff.
So your mental state, like, would you say that like you're I'm not trying to I swear to you I'm going from this from good faith. So like would you say that you're depressed like as a person?
We're going to be back on side scrollers on the 21st of this month. I'm not going to mention who the third person is, but keep an eye out. Keep your eyes peeled for that special guest on the 21st. Good stuff. Mark it on your calendar.
Like, there's something that you're upset about?
Not because I'm trans. If I were to say yes, it's not because I'm trans. It's just because of the whole like world is what's going on. Like there's so much like horrible, decrepit. No, the trans experience is probably the most valuable thing in my life. It basically breathed a second life into me because.
So you didn't find any meaning in your life, and again, I don't know this person's story. I have to get my charger. Hold on. I don't know what made this guy hate himself so much, but if it took you poisoning yourself so much to feel alive again, you really need some serious. What made him hate himself, you say? Check the textbooks lately? I mean, I see the world, and it's depressing, but why do you have to cause so much damage to yourself? Problem is that you're not confronting reality when you do this stuff. You're not doing it. Look, man. And I'm gonna say this because I know that not everyone here is Christian, but you know what truly helped me? Even though sometimes I myself get into despair still, is just focus on Christ. He is the hope that
to fund a dedicated streaming phone charger.
A dedicated streaming phone charger. You're so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I think I need one of those. I bought a new hub with like more stuff, but then I just need a new cable, dude. Thank you. That was really sweet of you. You didn't have to. Oh man, my next kick payout, I'll get something. Why do you have to do that? Stop, chat. Stop it. Stop. Why are you bullying me?
Before I transitioned, as an adult, by the way, I transitioned, I pretty much knew I was trans, but I didn't know how to describe it because I had no information available to me at the time to describe it. So like, eventually when I came to understand these things, I was given that second opportunity to explore life from the perspective that I always understood myself to personally be.
So you have a sense of like self-worth yourself, like without it's not like an externally sourced.
Yeah, like there's like a psychological incongruence. Like the treating the symptoms doesn't cure dysphoria. It quells the social stigma. And
so if a person like so, and I'm really not trying to like I'm there's a reason behind this. Okay, I'm not trying to be mean. So if a person told you that you were a man, would that ruin your psyche? Or not
no. It's the passive self. This is a difference. Okay.
Okay.
We
I'm trying to understand it.
Passively self-hate ourselves because we don't see ourselves like when we look in the mirror. Like it is a personal like it is a personal thing that like gender affirming care actually like alleviates.
Got it.
Because like there are like psychological incongruencies and like hormone imbalances and stuff.
When does this end? When does the self-hatred end? That's my question.
Well,
never.
It never ends because it never ends.
There you go. It never ends. So even if you do the thing, I'm sorry if you guys hear like some vibrating in the background. My muscles are kind of stiff right now. He just admitted it. It never ends. So the next thing that we have to do is chop off our body parts. And if you're going female to male, you gotta add a fake penis to your body. And the hatred will never end because you'll never be satisfied with what's in the mirror. And there's no way for you to fully achieve what it is that you want. You'll never be a woman. You'll never experience what I have to experience on a daily basis and certain times of the month. And you'll always be stronger than me no matter what, because even if you take puberty blockers or whatever, you're still a man. So your testosterone levels are gonna always be higher than mine. So, all right. The lesson is, kids, if you hate yourself, go, I don't know, get boobs or something. Horrible lesson, by the way, instead of working through it and trying to better yourself. This person's not a role model for anyone. Because if I told my kid, like, let's say your kid gets bullied in school and they hate themselves as a result of it. And I just tell them, you know, go screw yourself and do something like, I don't know, go jump off a bridge. You know, because who cares? Like it's never gonna end. Like you're worthless. Yeah, just keep hating yourself. You know, is that really like helping them? No, you're not confronting the problem. And you're not finding self-worth in like who you are. Or if I tell a woman, you know, your boobs are too small, go get some breast implants. You know, look, I'm a woman, right? I got boobs, right? I love my boobs. But there are women, right, who, because they hate their boob size, either they get well, obviously there are medical reasons to get a reduction. But we're not talking about that, right? There's a medical necessity for that. But for the sake of cosmetics to look better because you're not satisfied with what you have, with what your genes, we've told women, you know, go use makeup that ruins your skin and your body in the long term. Go get the implants that can burst and destroy you, potentially give you cancer, because you aren't good enough the way that you are. You're undesirable. When in reality, there's probably someone who enjoys, you know, who's attracted to you the way you are. And why does your value have to be entirely determined by what other people think? You know, especially with something so deep as your body. Like, God gave that to you. Like, why are you ruining it? And then you still don't feel happy anyway because it doesn't address the root of the problem. And it never will. You can change the man in the mirror, but you'll never change the man on the inside if you never confront your demons. And we've become a society, and I don't know how old Ava is. I'm going to assume he's in my generation. You just don't, you want to take the easy way out because you can't handle reality. And I'm sorry to say, but if you can't handle reality, I don't think you should be able to like vote. I think you need to be put in a mental institution. And you need to be taught, like, from ground zero how to actually value yourself, even when the world says that you're useless, even when these voices in your head come after you. Because you are valuable, Ava. You're valuable as a dude. I think you're still valuable as you are now, right? God loves you, but you don't love yourself and you don't love God. And so how could you ever tell anybody, yeah, go love yourself when you've done this to yourself and you couldn't show yourself the love that you should have from the start? How can you spread a message of self-love when you don't have a single ounce of it in your body?
So it's uncurable then.
Well, hold on, wait. The gender dysphoria symptoms never end. Okay, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. So how does it cure anything?
No, wait.
Go ahead.
It's not that the hatred. It's not like the hatred doesn't really end. It's just like it's treatable. Like we hate ourselves passively, but we are being like treated for it. We're taking treatment, so we have a better life experience. So like we can feel better about this life that we're going through. Like it's not like we're trying to like just.
This is what I mean. This is why this is so toxic. It's like your entire thing is that the entire thing is that you hate yourself eternally. Well, like
why is it toxic?
Because you hate yourself eternally. That's not like that's not a solution.
I understand that it's toxic.
The problem, and we can summarize this part like really quick. You're trying to put a band-aid over a bullet hole. You will never fix the bullet hole if all you do is band-aids and you don't stitch it up. If you don't put like antibiotics, if you don't take out the bullet, right? How can you expect to heal? And look, I hate myself less these days, but it's a problem I might struggle with for my life. Look, and this goes for me too. We should just go touch grass, go lose weight at the gym, eat right, and I don't know, get some sunshine. Stop drinking the water with the fluoride or something. It makes the frogs gay, and it's making us all gay too. Like I don't know. Like, you would hate yourself way less if you actually just took the time to really understand what's going on in that noggin of yours and in your heart, and, you know, confront any demons and past problems and abuse that you might have had. You would be so much better off. And you didn't have to butcher your body for it. But y'all want to take the easy way out. It's like people who take Ozempic, right? You guys want to shoot yourself up with drugs to make yourself look thin, but you... And again, this goes for me too. Instead of changing your eating habits, instead of working out, instead of, you know, getting vitamins, right? And, you know, maybe going on a more animal-based diet, you're like, give me the drugs. Now, obviously, there are some people who need surgeries and things because they're at the point where their body is in such a terrible place that if they don't do it, that external factor is going to kill them. But there are people who are obese, but, you know, they're not at the point where they're necessarily, like, they're not 1 second away from dying. They can turn their life around.
Reality is easy. I did mid-maxing strategies as a kid.
What are you, clavicular?
I had a father smile.
Yeah. Like, instead of eating McDonald's like every day, like, just go make your own food. Go exercise. Go live life. But you want the pills, you want the drugs, you want the surgery because you don't want to go through the actual work it takes to get to the better spot truly without feeling like a freaking imposter. And it's so worth it in the end when you put in the effort. Like, it's sad.
Toxic, but like it's like a medical condition, and this is studied. Like
it's not a medical condition, bro. You're just lost in the sauce. You need help. Your psyche needs help. A real medical condition would be, I don't know, freaking heart issues or something like that. Not this. I mean, this is a mental issue. This isn't a medical issue.
I'm just speaking out my fucking ass. Like, you know, like it's like it like this is a thing. Like, you know, like it's not like we're just. Yeah, like some people are just like built this way. Like, unfortunately, right? Like, it's just like we need care for people like us.
Wouldn't you want to find alternative explanations? Like, so, if transitioning like still makes you hate yourself to some level, and you will forever eternally hate yourself, then like, how does that solve anything?
Like, I'd rather hate myself being a woman than stay being a man.
But what if there was a way that there was a way for you to find peace with that? Why is that bad for people to seek that?
I would
because they drank the Kool-Aid and they don't want any other options. That's not what Big Daddy Pharma is feeding them. They've been lied to their whole life. And then people like Nyara affirm their delusions and they can't get out of it.
I would rather hate myself being a woman than stay being a man. And I don't know how to explain it other than that.
This is what I mean. Like it's a toxic condition. That's what I mean. Like
you can do both. You can transition and still study dysphoria. I'm still learning.
Yeah, you can study it, but it's gonna destroy your argument real fast. When you figure out the reality and the people behind this, and you're affirming it and you're telling other people to go ahead and ruin themselves, like, either you have no empathy left for humanity, or you're just you've drank too much Kool-Aid and now you're drowning in it, and you feel like if you get your head out of the Kool-Aid, you're gonna drown because now you've grown gills and you need to keep drinking the Kool-Aid or something like that. I don't know, that was a horrible whatever, but I mean, it's clear to me he doesn't want help. And it's really sad.
About myself.
I think that the people that, so when it comes to like, how to explain it? When it comes to
why would I forego a form of harmless treatment when like you're just wanting me to find a form of treatment that might not?
Did he just say harmless treatment? Did anybody hear that? What? Okay. So cutting off your penis isn't harmless. Okay. Pumping yourself with synthetic drugs that will ruin your body and how it functions? Okay, not harmless. Okay. Okay.
Not exist. Like, I'll tell you right up, like, if I could exist in a comfortable state without being trans, then sure, like,
but don't you want to explore it?
Awesome.
Yeah, don't you want to? Okay, if I had a pill right now,
it my whole life.
If
That's
I had
the
a
point.
pill,
my whole life I wasn't trans. I was trans, but I never transitioned until I like. You know what I mean? Like, you can do both. You can learn about this stuff while you transition. You know,
I'm just curious. So if I had a pill that would make you not trans, would you take it? That would just make you male, and then you would be okay with being male. Would you take that?
Personally, I like the trans experience, but
so you like being depressed and hating yourself?
Wait.
What?
Personally, this is what I mean by like I don't speak for all trans people. Me personally, like if I were to personally be born, I'd rather have both. I'd rather have both, dick and balls and fucking pussy. Like I'd rather
want that.
Like that is.
I didn't know life was a hentai. You know, the people who are intersex can't have kids. The people who are intersex, which is what you're talking about, hermaphrodites and things like that, right? Their bloodline ends with them unless their parents had more kids. And they have to start treatment from a young age. And it creates a lot of confusion because someone has to decide what you're going to ultimately be, right? Based on certain things. Does he think that intersex people, they're these imaginary foodies from hentai? Like, my dude, what? This isn't a hentai, my guy. This isn't a freaking hentai. People with that actual condition, they're not happy. And a lot of them can't be open about it because the world sees them as freaks. And they're not freaks. This is such disrespect to intersex people. Like what is wrong with you? This isn't a game. This isn't an isekai where you get bumped off and then sent into a fantastical world where anything is possible. My guy, this is 2026, the year of our Lord, on planet Earth, not planet Zimbabwe, somewhere in the cosmos. Holy shish kebab, dude. How much more insulting do you need to be to people than you have this entire street? Like, what will satisfy you so that you stop doing this? Holy moly. You know, those people, their organs are messed up, bro. Like, it's not funny. And I'm sure they could tell you that they don't wish this on anybody. And you know what? It's really rare that it happens, right? But it's a form of mutation. It doesn't work that way in the real world, the way that you want it to work. It doesn't do that. The hell?
Who I envision myself like kind of as, but I'm not going to get bottom surgery. I don't care about that. I personally, my dysphoria, it extends to my facial features and my body structure, because I went through the puberty of a man, and like without the information available to me, I couldn't understand what was going on in my mind, or understand, like, I could have potentially held off on like the crazy puberty that I went through. Like, it's harder for me to exist in this world right now because I went through male puberty. Females don't have to experience this when they try to transition to men, because testosterone does such like damage to the body.
They have the same thing. It's just kind of different.
No, testosterone.
No, he doesn't plan on doing the bottom surgery. He still, from the sounds of it, he still has his wiener intact. Like, I'm genuinely crying for the people this guy wants to quote unquote be. Like, how disrespectful, man. I don't know. Like, I'm pausing a lot because I'm genuinely disturbed. I'm genuinely heartbroken. And I'm also really mad at him. I don't know what else to say. I really don't. Like, why? How do people let themselves go this far in life? Like this?
This guy just wants to be a footer.
It's not gonna happen. We don't live in the Delulu land like that. That's not real.
Changes your voice like irreversibly. Like, yeah, like we like.
Yeah, but like even in a lot of cases, like in a lot of
like, this isn't a
cases,
gotcha.
it's obvious,
like, you know, like,
right?
it's just, like the trans pill stuff. Like, it's just like it's
just a thought experiment. It's not.
I'm letting you know though. Like, this is like our life, and like you could learn more about like people like us, and like
what do I need to learn about it? Like, why do I need to learn about it is my question.
Well, you need to learn that you shouldn't have the say on the treatment that is helping me actually like live life in a comfortable, like more comfortable way than I lived previously.
Would you be okay then? Okay, hear me out then. Would you be okay then with a situation in which you could get whatever surgeries you want, whatever you want, but then society says you can't use a women's restroom, you can't do women's sports, you can't join any women's spaces? Would you be okay with that?
That's weird.
Why?
Probably not.
Yeah, so
No, you're the weird one. Honestly, you're the weird one. The hell do I want you in my space for? Get out. You don't belong there. And especially if you haven't chopped off your whatever. You definitely don't belong in my space. Make your own category, make your own trans Olympics. Do whatever you want. Get away from women and get away from children. You are not a woman. You do not belong in my space. You do not belong in anything that I can participate in and that you can hurt me. Enough. You have clearly shown that you cannot think rationally. You lack all forms of rationality as a human being, And it's really sad, and then you have to force your way. You know what? As a real woman, I want to tell you, you're not welcome in my space. Go back to being with the men or make your own space. That's it. Stop forcing yourself into my space. I don't want you in my bathrooms. I don't want you in my locker room. I don't want you near my future children. When I have to go help them change, I don't want you to do any of that. And I want you to stop treating my biological sex as your skin suit. I'm tired of people like you thinking that because you can put on a cute little female model, or you can get all the estrogen, whatever you shoot up into your veins, and you get your wig, or you grow out your hair, and you chop off your dingling. No, and enough is enough. How about you listen to real women and stop being a misogynist? You, sir, are a misogynist. You don't care about real women and what they go through, because if you did, you wouldn't be doing any of this, and you wouldn't be advocating for people with your lack of mind, tu mente, ¿verdad? No tienes mente. You wouldn't be forcing your way in. So you don't care about me, and that's fine. You're entitled to not care about me. But when I push back and I say no, and you're not allowed in my space, don't go crying wolf. Don't cry to the seven heavens or whatever, saying, "Oh, she's a transphobe." No, you're a misogynist. Get that. Get out of my face, bro. You will. And yes, there are women who cannot give birth, or they're sterile, or this and that. But for the women who are able to do what I'm able to do, which is give birth, give life, right? You will never experience that. You will never experience when I was young and I started transitioning into, becoming a woman. You will never experience the late nights and pain that I have felt, because my body, when I was going through puberty, it was painful. You will never experience how they started putting me on birth control to regulate instead of telling me, go change your lifestyle. You'll never feel that. You'll never understand what I've gone through, and you don't care. You know why? Because you're so far gone mentally. All of you the people who are like you, especially, because there are trans people who are calm and they're just trying to live their life. Even if I still don't agree with them, I can respect them way more than I can respect somebody like you. Because you don't care about what I've had to go through in my life to grow up and become a woman, and what's going to be expected of me, which I take with great pleasure to do and become a mother in the next couple of years. You don't respect that. And we're tired. We're tired of you people defining what we are. I know, and I will always know better than you, what it's like to be a woman, what it's like to struggle in this body, and the social implications of being a woman that you will never in your freaking entire life ever be able to understand. So when you decide you want to actually respect women, maybe then we can have a real conversation. But you do not respect women, and I'm so tired of people like you and Nyara. Stop being mentally ill men. Get your pantalones muy bien puestos, put your pants on real good, and go fix yourself. Stop invading my spaces and stop trying to groom children, you freaks.
It's not about just you. It's about society too. It's about both.
What? No, wait, no. I'm saying I wouldn't be okay with that because,
because it's about society. It's not just about you as a trans person.
Yes, it partially has to deal with our self-hatred. Partially has to do with people. No matter what you say or do, they'll just mention, "You will never be a woman. You will never be a woman. You will never be a woman. You will never be a woman."
Why do I have to partake in any of that?
You will never be a woman. You're right. You never will be. So get it out of your head.
Why do I have to partake?
You don't have to partake in any of that, but to our psyche, it damages us. That's do you understand?
Point.
Oh, it damages your psyche? Well, why don't you accept that you're a man and stop trying to damage everybody else's psyche with your delusion? You say that we don't have to participate, but you start to cry transphobe when you don't get what you want. Pick which cake you want to eat. You can't have both the cakes and eat it. Pick one.
And understand the craziness it is to like have our medical care, scientific studies, like research, all this stuff be determined by the hatred of other people around. Like that makes no sense.
People
like,
will always hate on you. People hate.
And what about your hatred, huh? What about your hatred towards women? Because you're fine with invading their spaces. You're fine with going in there and trying to claim something you're not. What about your hatred? This is this is one of the problems with Western society. It's me, me, me. We're so hyper individualistic that we can't truly comprehend what it is the other person is going through unless it's someone we're interested in or want to use. You don't care. So why do I need to care about how it affects your psyche? I know what's really affecting your psyche. It's the amount of poison you've put into your body and the amount of self-hatred you've had for a long time that you never actually dealt with.
It on me all the time. It's a universal experience.
But can they determine your healthcare? Can they determine your healthcare?
Your health, like.
Can they determine your healthcare?
Well, I mean, if you can pay for it yourself, I don't really give a shit. I told you.
They determine your
I told you.
healthcare?
I don't think people should be able to restrict you from that.
Can those people who focus on you existing right now, Leaflet, can they change anything about your healthcare?
I don't really buy into the entire narrative that it's of the same equivalency as healthcare. I think it's this other thing, and that's fine. I just don't want anything like I don't think everyone else should have to do anything to do with it, with your own self-perception.
Like they're trying to ban self-medding too, so like you just like
I'm against that.
Like you just
well, I'm against that.
I don't like. You just don't understand, so I don't care what you're really against. You just don't understand.
Okay, so what
you
does
don't understand why you're against it? To be honest, I just don't care. Like I don't.
I mean, what can I say? What can I say? What can I say? That I've had this stance forever.
I don't care what your public performative stances might be. I don't care.
Okay, so
you don't care? Then why are you still here? Leave. Conversation, honestly, to me, the conversation was over 20-30 minutes in. Go. I mean, he eventually leaves. See how defensive he gets? And he crashes out for like, what, another five minutes after this, if I remember. Let me see where he leaves. Okay, so there's like about another 10, 50 minutes. I'm going to speed this part up because he's just crashing out in this part. So let's see how he melts. Like how he melts like glue here.
You don't care what my public performance stance is. What you care is about some straw man stance that you have completely created out of whole cloth and apply it to me.
Well, no, I'm just saying that you don't understand what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, how about if I said, well, your performative stance is that you're autogonophile? What if I said that?
Wait,
and I just completely built a straw man of what I think you are, and then I placed it upon you. And I said, oh, it doesn't care, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't believe you.
Well, I haven't called you anything, have I?
Yeah, you're ascribing to me an ideology I don't hold. You're strong. You literally built a...
You just said you don't care, and you just said you don't care what performative thing she holds. And you told her to shut up.
We're here to make some noise.
Yeah, thank you. You told her to shut up. You told her she's performative. You said you don't care about women. My guy, you buried yourself not 6 feet. You buried yourself all the way to China. And obviously China's not on, the south part of the world, but for the sake of the joke and the reference, you buried yourself all the way to China, my guy.
I haven't described
There's
an
no
ideology. What have I? Wait, hold on. Wait, have I called you any Have I called you transphobic?
You told
at
me
all?
you don't believe in what I'm telling you. I believe, which is it's literally the same thing.
I know you believe like what you believe. I just don't believe what you're saying.
You didn't say that.
What? I said
you didn't say that.
Like what? Like
I don't believe in what you're saying. Leaflet, you're a performative piece of crap. Like. Leaflet, if you're watching, how did you not strangle this guy? Girl,
just making shit up.
So you're completely fine with like trans healthcare, like when doctors are involved and stuff, like even for minors?
No, especially not for.
Definitely not for minors. Get away from the children, you You and the other thing, Nyara, both of you need to be far away. You need to be put on a sex offender registry and be away from children.
They don't know what they want. I told you my angle on it.
Is it the surgery part, or is it like the actual like
all minors? They don't know what they're doing. Can minors consent?
Well, personally, my can we not do that? Jesus Christ!
No, it's related.
So my personal opinion is that.
And then he uses the Lord's name in vain. Oh my, like. Señor, por favor, dame paciencia.
Parents shouldn't be getting surgery at all, and they should probably get surgery until 18.
Why do you have to bring in the kids to this, bro? Like, shut up, bro. Leave the kids out. Honestly, people like him and Yara, like, with their public confessions online, I don't know how it works in Germany, but can we just put these people like on a sex offender list for being AGP? Because I'm done with them. It's terrible. They want to get the kids. I don't care if you clip it at this point. I'll say with my chest, you belong on a sex offender list.
Wait until 18. So that's my personal opinion. So let's not even go there, okay?
Great.
So what's going on with the so like what's wrong with like minors?
Puberty blocker still has an effect. It still has an effect on their development. It still has an effect on their development.
Wait, who are you, Leaflet, to determine this? Who are you to determine this?
Children.
Leaflet?
And who are you to say that children should ruin their bodies? I'm tired of these people like making kids gay and making them in drag and then putting them in the New York LGBT parade every year. Children should not be near that disgusting, sad excuse for representation. I don't care. Get mad at me. Do it. Flip it. Flip it. Go. Get away from the kids. You psycho.
Children.
Who are you to determine? Who are you to
Children are conferred.
Oh, I can tell you who you are. You're nobody to dictate anything about anyone because you can't even control yourself and you have no hold of reality. I'll tell you that. She's more qualified to talk about this than you are because she lives in reality. Now, whether she likes some things or not, she knows what it is and she manages to push through regardless. You've given up. You've given up the race a long time ago. So you, sir, I'll pose you the question. You're nobody for this.
Special status in a special protective status in society in which we do not determine them to be capable of making life-altering decisions. So they deserve special care, which is why you can't have sex with a kid.
I'm not okay. I've never. Can we not bring up having?
It's related. It's 100% related.
I don't think about kids having sex or their genitalia or anything like that. Please, like I just don't want to talk about good fucking Lord.
Oh, the phone, brother. What do you mean you don't think about their parts? You want them to transition, so clearly you have to think about their parts. Idiot. Goodness gracious. I think I might need some therapy after this. Are you okay? I mean, I know you're not. But if this were really the case, you wouldn't be worried about children transitioning. You wouldn't push that there are trans kids. Because this is a very sexual thing. This has to do with biology. I want to know what he thinks about cracking eggs. I'm really curious. I don't think they talk about it here, but I'm very curious.
Okay, so, Jesus fucking Christ! Oh my God!
And there he goes, blaspheming God again. Good gracious Lord, like people.
like having like this like performative like, oh my God, this doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't help your point. Like I'm a very moderate person, and like
okay,
this isn't.
Leaflet,
Yeah, go ahead.
This is what you're failing to understand.
Okay, what am I failing to understand?
Who are you to determine what is the best outcome for someone else's child and someone else's child's doctor?
Should a parent be able Should a parent be able
to talk to a doctor? Should a parent be able to talk to a doctor about the symptoms that their child is experiencing, and for that doctor to evaluate them over to a period of time and determine what would be the right course of treatment for them? Like, what's the issue with that?
Should a doctor like John Money be able to make two kids hump each other?
Answer my fucking question,
please. I am answering your question.
No, you're not.
I am.
You're not.
I am.
Minors cannot consent to any medical intervention, so the decisions are made by parents.
Are there things that we determine as society? Are there things that we determine as society that the parents are still not allowed to do their kids?
John Money is not a physician.
Are there things that we determine as society that parents are not allowed to do their kids? Yes or no?
Parents, oh my
yes or no? Are they? Are
there you said John Money is not a physician. Let's see. Well, what was his title before this clown passed away? Let's see. John William Money was a New England American psychologist, sexologist, and professor at Johns Hopkins University, known for his research on human sexual behavior and gender. So, not a doctor, but a psychologist, which is a form of doctor. Huh. Okay.
Are there things that exist that we have determined that parents are not allowed to do to their kids, regardless of them being their caretakers of their kids?
Yes, yes. Okay. Of course, yes.
So that can be a part of that, yeah.
Wow.
That can be considered abuse, yes.
So like, so the professional healthcare could be considered abuse, like
appeal to authority.
The other things that the parent could do to that child,
So, look at how he runs, and doesn't confront the whole doctor thing. So, let's say the doctor prescribes your kid meth, right? Their poor developing body. Are you gonna just go give it to them because they say, oh, this is the best course of action, when we know that this stuff is actually very damaging and not a solution to anyone's problems? Well, chat, give me your answers. Do we give
Dr. John Money?
do we give the kids the meth? I mean, the doctor said it's fine, right?
Oh my god, this is...
Is it appeal authority?
There's a recourse. There's literally recourse for these things. Like, their studies, recourse, like...
Yes, and we should make it not allowed. We should make it not allowed. That's it.
Man. Like, how unserious do you have to be to do this? Like, if you're tired, just say so and say that you need to go. Good night. You need to go to bed. You're tired. You're a little delirious. The BPD's kicking in, and you don't wanna actually get answers to your questions. You don't want to reason. You just want people to agree with you and wrap it up and call it a day.
It's different for kids. It's completely different.
So because you don't understand anything about our healthcare or how it's done or how it's evaluated or yes, this is exactly what you're saying. Yes, this is exactly what you're saying.
No, it has everything to do with kids not being able to consent, and the fact that care, that care that you say that
it's not the child's decision. It's the parents and the doctors. The child is just providing input.
Yes, let's destroy the lives of our children before they grow. You're right. My bad, Chief.
But what they're feeling, the parents are the ones like...
The kid is the one who is saying what they are.
They're literally just describing what they're feeling, and then the parent is like, hey, my child is feeling this way.
Kids say all sorts of shit that they don't mean.
And that's why there's an evaluation period with psychologists.
There are a lot of people that as kids, they believe that they're trans, and then when they become adults, they don't want to do it anymore. So do you want to risk all of those people that have detransition?
It's such a small amount. We're literally 1% of the population, like 1 to 2%. Like, it's such a small percent.
Yeah. So let's not do things for the 1 to 2% that's clearly mentally ill. How about we find some real solutions instead of doing this nonsense? Like, you're not helping your side, my guy. You're not helping your side.
People who end up regretting being trans, and it's not even usually because they regret actually transitioning.
So you're saying, like,
he just jumped around from like the doctor argument to now number argument. Like, guys, do I have like ADHD or is this person psycho? Because I don't have.
I don't even know what to
say. Maybe he has
anymore.
ADHD, BPD, autism, schizophrenia. Like, man, your cocktail every day must be huge.
So you're saying that there's such a small amount of trans people that there's such a small amount of trans people in the world.
Yes. What do you call a 1% of 1% regret rate? Like what? Yes.
Sounds like a damn good deal to me. So like we ban it for the 1%, and then like we save everyone else that detransitions later. Sounds like a damn good deal to me.
What? How can you? What? This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's mostly female to males who are the ones who detransition, by the way.
So do you want special rules that female to males can't do it, but males to female can?
No. You just don't understand.
Why do you bring it up?
You just don't understand anything.
Then why bring it up?
You just don't understand anything. I just have to let you know. You know.
I mean, you can keep saying that. It doesn't really mean anything because you're not making a good point.
I think you've shown throughout this that you don't understand anything about our healthcare. And a little bit you do. You just use for like dunking on.
My guy, you don't even know what day it is, and you're wearing mismatched socks. Come on, and you like feet. Yeah, you're no arbiter of morality. You admitted to self-hating. You're like, and you did possibly one of the worst things to your body. Like, we gotta bring back mental asylums. Some people are not fit to be with the rest of society until they truly heal, because this has got to be one of the biggest clown fiestas I've seen. And look, you guys can say, Celeste, don't get mad, and that's fine, that's fair. Maybe I shouldn't get mad. Maybe I shouldn't say anything at all, really. Like, I don't know at this point, but when we don't stand against this, even if it's 1% of the population, these are the kind of people that in the long term are going to destroy our society. First, they're going to destroy themselves, which they're already doing. And then people like him who take it to a far extreme are going to they're going to be hell-bent on making the rest of our lives miserable. Okay? So I think there's a really good reason to have some righteous anger. That doesn't mean I'm not praying for him, but I think we're justified in having some anger here. Now, do not go harass this person. Don't call them a troon. You guys need to stop doing that, for real. And pray for them. Now, if you're not religious, I don't know, send them an article or something, study.
So, like, you don't actually care about the information. You just don't.
I mean, again, like you're just making ad hominem attacks. That's
Queen, slay, slay, leaflet, slay.
Like your logic is just weak. Like,
no,
if you can't break my logic, how are you gonna break anybody in society? I didn't even come here prepared for a trans argument. I didn't even come here prepared for a trans argument.
I didn't come here prepared for a fucking abortion argument. Like, what?
You had a lot of time to get ready.
Hey, yo, didn't you say that you wanted to talk about abortion, bruh? You mean you ain't come prepared?
You had a lot of time to get ready for a trans discussion, and I told you I was going to be talking about trans stuff. So.
You, Leaflet, had time for a trans argument. Like you, Leaflet. Oh my gosh. Why do you dodge accountability like it's some sort of coronavirus or something? It's like you think she has bovid. Maybe accountability is bovid.
So like what?
Holy smokes.
Holy shit.
But like your entire argument is emotional. Your entire argument is emotional and ad hominem. That's all it's been.
What was the initial thing I said when I came into the stream? What was the initial thing that I said in the stream that I said to you, by the way? It was, I don't have any intentions of being bad faith, and I will make that more clear to you and your audience tomorrow. I also primarily only...
You failed like 30 minutes in. What do you mean? 90% of this debate, in quotation marks, has been you going in bad faith. What are you talking about? You failed horrendously.
Speak for myself, but I understand I will be seen as a quote-unquote representative of trans people and stuff. I'll let you know.
Then don't debate. Talk to her privately. You know she has an audience, and you know she has friends, and you know she has people supporting her who are going to clown on you. Because you clowned yourself first. You exposed yourself, and now they're just showing the world what ideology you hold to and whatnot. So don't do anything public because when you do things publicly like this, and there's an actual audience, even if you are not the representative, you are a representative of the side that you hold. When you go public, you have to stay private. You can't do things like these, even if you say this disclaimer. Right? Now, you may not be a big voice in the trans space. You know, you're a small creator. But to a couple thousand people, you've already, if not tens of thousands of people already, like you you just destroyed your side with your bad faith, horrible attitude, and lack of logic. And it's sad.
Early, I'm not the type of person to be focusing on this argumentative style like Niara did, so be prepared for that, for that difference there. So like that, like, you know, I was going to be talking to you about
okay, but and we are, and I'm telling you that your arguments aren't good. That's it. Like your entire argument has been ad hominem. It's been basically you don't know anything. You don't know anything about this. You don't care about this and this and this, and then this is what you believe, not what you're saying you believe. So it's like
I've explained it multiple times, over and 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 over.
You haven't explained
and
anything.
You'll just ask me.
No, my God, you didn't explain anything. You had service level arguments, and 80 to 90% of what you were saying was emotion. It was emotional. And you admitted that you don't care about what actual women think. You're only concerned about yourself. So, no, you didn't explain yourself. You jumped through 10 million different topics and you didn't stay on one topic for very long. And then you tried to, make connections with the primary topic, which was the abortion, with this, and it doesn't make sense. Why this it's insanity. And you know what? The definition of insanity is doing something over and over and over again and thinking that the results will change next time when clearly it's been proven that they haven't changed.
I'll say like 2 + 2 is 4. Is 4. Oh shit. 2 + 2 is 4. Holy fuck. I'll say 2 + 2 is 4, and then you'll say, why is the floor wet?
I mean, it's not even remotely close to what's happening, but
Yes, yes, that's how fucking.
Wait, what did he say to her?
Fucking ridiculous.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like your points are incorrect.
I mean, that's what you've been doing. I don't recall her doing that. Do you guys remember Leaflet talking in his example, about the floor and going off topic? Because, I think he went off topic a lot.
Like, what did you say this entire time? Just ban it. Ban all care. Children should not get gender affirming care regardless of the data. My only data is the cast review.
I didn't say regardless of the data. I said that the data actually proves my point.
Oh, the data that you have, which is the cast review, is the only data that you really care about. So,
yeah, it proves my point. How about you? What's your data? You don't have any data.
I said you can look it up.
Again, you don't have the data. I'm citing a specific study, a cast review.
What? If this were a formal debate, you can't pull that. You need to bring your sources, buddy.
I looked up your study. It wasn't a study. It was a refutation.
You didn't
no,
look
I did.
It up.
I did look it up. I have it. It's a refutation. It's a refutation. It's a non-peer-reviewed refutation, is what it is. It's not actually like a study or anything like that.
I linked you 2 comprehensive analyses to the.
No, one was an article. One was an article by a journalist, and the other one was a non-peer-reviewed critique that doesn't disprove it.
And what? The first one was an article describing how the government is just denying.
Yeah, an article. Anyone can write an article.
They're doing studies, and then they're ignoring the data of the studies.
Where's the study?
Then I linked you the integrity.
I am telling you a study.
I
am giving you. I present as my evidence a study that was fought out in court. Fought out in court is a recent study fought out in court, and yours is like an article on a website. Like, our sources of data are just not even remotely like equal.
You're using a report that was like specifically like tailored to debunk gender affirming care. I don't understand like how you're going to rely on that report.
The person who admitted it, was the person arguing in favor of gender affirming care. So how did that happen? How did that happen that he was pressured so hard in court that he had to admit it?
How did I end up trans? Like, what the heck? Holy shit.
See, then you bring up something that has nothing to do with anything, and then like you use it as like some kind of gotcha point when it literally means nothing. Like you're just saying stuff that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Like you literally you're literally evading, like you're evading the argument with something completely nonsensical and non-related.
Queen, so base.
I mean, ad hominem again. Like
yo, she is a queen and she's based, unlike you.
Your logic is just not working.
Based. You're so awesome.
But you don't say that. You don't say this in your condescending, very feminine tone during a debate. Look, he already lost. He already buried himself. At this point, we're just clowning the guy to some extent, so it doesn't matter.
All right, I think we probably ended up talking long enough.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm not sufficiently convinced on that on either case.
Well, the point wasn't to convince you. I couldn't care less. But hey, like
I think you convinced a lot of people.
I couldn't care less. I don't care. Crashes out, mental illness, BPD. My guy, if you don't care, then zipadalip. Let's talk to people who care. You've proven yourself to be an immature brat. That's what you are. You're a brat. And if you're older than me, you should be ashamed of yourself, to be honest. This is pathetic.
You convince a lot of people that like your point is a little weird.
No,
he convinced me that he's a psycho.
Hate me are gonna hate me, and that's just what it is. Like, whatever.
Well, I mean, it's like, listen, there's gonna be people. Like, there's gonna be people that hate you for being. There's gonna be people that hate you for being trans. That's how it is. There's people that hate people for whatever reasons. That's life.
If people hate other trans people because of my conduct with Leaflet today, you're fucking cringe. Like, that's so stupid. I'm talking to your audience in general. I don't care what you're saying. I'm talking to your audience. I'm saying if anyone.
I don't care what you're saying. I don't hate you because you're trans. Honestly, I don't even hate you. I feel really bad for you. But you just exposed yet again that most people are, who are trans are like you. And they don't care about reality. They don't care about anyone. You don't even care about yourself.
New study argument. Then the study they totally look over isn't even a study.
Yeah, it's not even a study. It's a critique piece. It's an opinion piece. Meanwhile, what Leaflet presented was an actual, study. And here's the thing, right? None of these, like, no study is truly unbiased because everybody has a bias. Now, some people try to stay as neutral as they possibly can, but there's points where anything can be biased. Like, even these studies that these trans people think they have, well, I can say the same thing about you. It's pro-trans. So, of course, you're gonna, leave out information that doesn't support what you're doing, or you'll fudge the test to make it say what you want. And it's kind of like big pharma and big food. They'll sell you on breakfast cereals and this and say it's healthy, and it's being paid by Kellogg's, right? So that they can keep selling product, when in reality, you should be having some eggs, some bacon, in the morning instead of cereal. Cereal's not good for you.
Cares less about trans people because of my own conduct today.
Kellogg's, to sell breakfast, they pay scientists off, big pharma, big food, the FDA, which is a joke, by the way, and they'll do XYZ, and instead of like promoting like real health, here's some fake food that we had to put nutrients back into because we've depleted this. And this is a whole other conversation, a whole other can of worms, but there's truly no unbiased study or article. You can get close, but there will always be bias leaning one way or another. That's why I don't believe that there are truly centrists or moderates in the sense of a true neutral. There is no true neutral. You either lean one way or the other. You can be more center, maybe understand the other side, and maybe have parts where you agree with the other side. But there's no true neutral in life. And I guess you would have to define like what that means, right?
That's cringe. That reflects poorly on you. Stop being horrible people. Thank you.
I think you should look at the mirror and tell yourself to stop being such a horrible person because you're a jerk.
All right, we can leave now. Bye-bye.
All right, peace. Damn.
Oh my goodness.
I did my best.
Wow. Yeah, you did.
What group of eternal victims?
I tried to be like as a
these studies.
I tried to be as a.
I love her little transition.
I tried
to be
as logical as possible and tried to be like I thought that was pretty friendly, honestly, and pretty fair.
Honestly, Leaf, I think that you were too nice to this guy. He showed himself to be a very, very disrespectful individual that wasn't serious about your conversation at all, and moral grandstanding and thinking that he's any arbiter of truth when he can't even spill the truth or not have self-hatred. He's very clouded by his emotion.
I could have been a lot more mean, but I just didn't want to do it. The reason why chat is so like some people in chat you're gonna be like, why didn't you go so hard? Because I think that like, why didn't I go so hard? Like, why didn't I like Andrew Wilson or anything like that? The reason why is because I think I don't have to. You know what I mean? It's not because I'm a girl. It's because I don't have to. It's like, what is the point? Like, what is the point of being mean when I can just let them talk? Do you know what I mean? Like, I let them talk and then they can, like, they could confuse their own arguments. There's no reason for me to,
Yeah, and in cases like this, and I agree here, you just have to let them talk, and they bury themselves very quickly in their arguments. So, I mean, I probably, like, if I knew more stuff and I knew how to debate properly, I probably would have been more firm sooner, and I would have probably maybe cut off the conversation much longer beforehand, but I think that this is fine too, because he buried himself. That's what he did.
I'm sorry that I left the stream. This guy was ticking me off so much, I'm not even kidding. I was 5 seconds away from swearing. Almost had an Ember moment.
You're good. I crashed out a little bit earlier too, because when, and look, no one is perfect in this life but Christ. But there are clearly some people that they're evil, and they continue to they're a mouthpiece for evil. But these are the kind of topics that, because of the current social climate, you have to be really careful how you word things, because it can send you in a spiral of cancellations. And either way, even though Leaflet was respectful here, I have no doubt that Nyara, Dawn, that whole group that Ava or Ava, whatever his name is part of, are gonna, they're gonna go through this and they're gonna clown Leaflet, even though this person clowned on himself. So, not saying that she couldn't be more stern, or that she, okay. Not saying that she couldn't have been stern, but she obviously has to do this in a way where he buries himself, because it was clear from the start he was going to do that. And also in a way that it's really hard for them to pin anything on her. Like, I know if these guys are watching me, they're probably like clipping and all that recording and whatnot. And they're going to take the moments where I got really upset at this guy, and they're going to say, oh, victim. Yet, it's clear that they don't care about anyone but themselves. They're the real people who hate. They have no heart. And if they did have one, well, they gave it up to the devil a long time ago, or let it freeze over on not Mars, on the moon or something, the dark side of the moon. And then, someone as sweet as Leaflet comes in, and she has the patience of a saint, and she's trying to help him understand, what it is that he's saying. He wasn't really saying much, and trying to make him think outside of the bubble that he's in, so that he can understand how the real world works. And he refused to engage. More times than not, he refused to engage. And it's devastating. Like, I feel really bad for these people. I might get mad at them, but I pity them. They bury themselves, and then they want to drag everybody down to hell with them. And I'm not letting them do that. No. And then other Christians are going to come at me and say, like, you're too mean. No, I'm not. You guys are too soft. I'm going to be real honest. Y'all are too soft. We're never going to accomplish anything if we don't put our foot down. So, if you guys haven't already, please go support Leaflet on her channel. If you want to see this VOD, you can go to her...
It's not worth it to be mean, really. 'Cause that's literally what demons like him want. They want an opening to play victim and use it against you.
Yeah, but there's a way to be firm against these guys and not get stepped all over either. You shouldn't let them step all over you either. You have to put up the shield at some point. So if you guys want to watch that, it's the latest VOD. I have no idea if she's gonna be streaming soon. Actually, wait, today's Wednesday. No, Sunday is her day off. Or was it Wednesday? No, I think her day off is today. So if you guys want to go ahead and watch that VOD, it's gonna be here. And please check out her YouTube channel. All of her links are here. Patreon, Discord, YouTube, Twitter. I don't know how active her TikTok is, but, go support her. And she has other ways that you can support her as well. So make sure to check out her page here. And yeah, I mean, I think she did a really great job overall. I know she probably had a million more arguments to...
Personally, I don't try to engage with them. Clearly they can't focus on a subject long enough to prove a point. I can understand letting them bury themselves, but why give them the engagement?
I think it's, I like to think of it as, in part, it is for them, but more so for the people who are sort of in the middle and they haven't gone to an extreme like this person to kind of pull them back and save them from whatever this is. whatever this guy was going through, and hopefully pull them back into reason. Of course, it would be really nice if this individual and the other friends that he has would change for the better and realize that they've done a lot of damage to themselves, and some of them have gone as far as removing body parts. You know, they can't really get those back, but you know, hopefully they live their lives out as they're supposed to be as men. You know, it hurts. It hurts to see that. So that was that conversation. I'm gonna take about like a 15-minute break here. And again, guys, please go support Leaflet. She's super amazing. She has a lot of great videos that she posts every day. Thanks to Julio, her amazing editor, who's also been doing some edits for me once a week. I'm actually going to be uploading that new video probably for Friday. Probably should have uploaded it today because I have shorts scheduled for tomorrow and Friday, but you guys will be able to see my reaction to the Isabel Brown stuff and the Whoopi Goldberg argument on The View, so on abortion and family and all of that stuff. So keep an eye out for that. It'll probably be like Friday in the evening, and I will not be streaming for the rest of the week, including Sunday, because I'm gonna be chrismated into the church. And I actually wanted to clarify that because there has been a lot of lies going around by certain people, Bint, Don, Nyara, and other horrible VTubers on the left.
I've been watching you for a few months now, getting to understand the type of
person. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Individual.
I try. I mess up sometimes, but I do my best to be as kind as I can, because the world is full of hatred, and you know, want to reflect the light of Christ. Who's Leaflet?
Who the F is Leaflet?
Yeah, who is Leaflet? I love that. I love that sound. It's so funny. People are saying that I'm not baptized, and that's not true. But because they're liars and slanderers, they're gonna say whatever they want to make themselves feel good, and they hate me. So I have been baptized before, and I have been baptized a few times. So the first time I got baptized was when I was a baby, and I got baptized later on again in life when I was married previously, and then I got baptized again last year at a different church. So I'm not getting baptized ever again. I will be chrismated. So that is in the Eastern Orthodox Church. Chrismation is accepting people who were already baptized, like validly, like, you know, in the name of Father, Son, Holy Spirit. But it's a way to confirm you into the church. So to anybody who thinks I haven't been baptized before, I have been baptized. Don't listen to these liars and slanderers who have nothing better to do with their lives except lie and slander people they don't like. And not only that, have no evidence whatsoever. And it's funny because somebody reposted my post from last year when I said I got baptized. So I haven't really said much because they just bury themselves. They just bury themselves. It's really funny. It's fun to watch. So that's that. I do want to. What time is it? You guys know I'm an old lady. I get tired by the 2-hour mark. I want to keep streaming, but I don't know. That's sapped a lot of energy out of me. Let me take a 15-minute break. I'll be right back. And I don't know if Ember is still streaming, but if she is, make sure to go check her out too. She's really cool. Will I ever talk about the race stuff myself? Maybe someday after it's all said and done. I think that enough people are speaking on my behalf and doing a pretty good job at it. He wants attention from me, and I'm only gonna give him crumbs. He's gonna have to put her. You know what? I'm gonna keep that to myself. Mwah. Love you, chat. Alrighty, I'm back. Thank you guys. Sorry for taking a while. My muscles are feeling stiff. I've mostly recovered, I think, but for some darn reason, my muscles just keep getting stiff, and it's on my right side of my neck. So I don't know if my right lymph node is still swollen and causing issues, but what a crazy time that we live in, for sure. Thank you guys for your patience, and I think I wanted to watch the Isabel Brown stuff, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm feeling very exhausted. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read off the different people who supported today on the different platforms, and then I think I might have like a clip or two, like short stuff on Twitter, just because I don't think I have the energy to go through something long. So we might watch a couple clips of something, I'm not sure yet. But I think that's what we'll do. I don't think I have any like palette cleansers and I guess I still want to talk about like, motherhood and abortion, just even if it's briefly, before we go. But not like watch like a full-length video, if that's okay. I'm still recovering from this cold. I don't know why this pain won't go away, so Gremlin needs to conserve some energy. But alright, I'm gonna get started with Kick. I'm pro-life, absolutely. Pro-life in all cases. Every case. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna have my chrismation this weekend, so I'm trying to recover. Like, I'm not gonna be streaming the rest of the week to focus on my relationship with Christ. Also, apparently Leaflet shouted me out on her server earlier. I did message her and say thank you, but just wanted to thank everybody from her community who was here tonight or still here tonight. I really appreciate you guys. It's always fun to be like in her chat and you guys are just going wild. You're going bananas. And I just love it. And I love my beans, and I hope beans that we're supporting Leaflet and all the friends, both big and small. Yes, a blessed Holy Week indeed. Eastern Orthodox calendar is a bit different this year. We celebrate Holy Week and Pascha and everything a week later than the Catholics and the Protestants. So if I say Happy Easter on Sunday, it's Eastern Orthodox time. So really quickly here, going from most recent to the oldest. Leaflet Follower, thank you for the 500. Yeah, hi Leaf. And thank you for the 500 before that. Gain Hemlock, thank you for subbing or for gifting a sub to Real Gerald. Persecutable, thank you for the 2000 kicks. Dyron, thank you for the 1000 kicks, really appreciate it. T Limps, thank you for the 5 gifted. Leaflet Follower, thank you again for the 500 kicks. Persecutable, thank you for the 10 gifted. Thank you CJ for subscribing. No Name Brand, thank you for the 1000. Justin Icehole, thank you for being subscribed for 10 months here on Kick and for the 5 gifted. Persecutable, thank you for the 50 kicks. Verbo Spark, thank you for gifting a sub to Everest Creation. Tom, thank you for the 1000 kicks. Holy Ball, thank you for resubscribing and for being here for the last 3 months. Really appreciate you guys on Kick. Thank you for your support. It really means a lot to me. I hope that you're taking care, and I hope that I'm not breaking your wallets or anything, but your support really means a lot. It goes back to the channel, and it helps me out too with some personal stuff IRL. Now that I'm making less money, it's hard to get debt paid down. So I really appreciate you guys. And again, you're not obligated to help. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. All right. On Twitch, let's see some bits. Let's see. Gifted subs. subs grown. All right. Chuck, thank you for gifting a tier 1 to Leaflet. Oh my, wait, was she in chat? Oop. Got devastating news about someone. I called my friend in church. Pray for my friend and me because I heard and I'm livid and distraught. Yeah, prayers for Green Luck, guys. He's an amazing friend and he's also a mod of the channel. You know, please pray for him, whatever it may be that went on with that friend and everything. JT, thank you for resubscribing, really appreciate it. Check and Detonator, thank you for putting $15 towards the massage gun. Definitely need that for the stiffness in my body, because crazy. Emma Volvim, thank you for subscribing at tier 1. Millicentipede, thank you for the 500 bits. Babe, thanks Gabe for gifting Mr. Julio a 1 month sub. Hex, thank you for the 100 bits. Zenurba, thank you for the Prime. Stan, thank you for resubscribing. Goodness gracious, sometimes I don't see you guys in your names, but you've been subscribed for so long. 214 Kudo Kitsune, thank you. Camouflage. Oh my goodness, Iron Tiger, thank you for coming in with the 5 gifted. Oh my gosh, wow. And Tavik, thank you for being a tier 1 sub for 2 months in a row. Really appreciate it. Shout out to Iron Tiger. I hope you're doing well, brother, and I hope you're taking care of yourself and, you know, everything's good with your family. Thank you for your support and prayers for you. Sorry guys if I pause a little bit. My neck is really hurting right now. Camouflage, thank you for resubscribing. KT PND, thank you for subscribing with Prime. Iron Bear BT, thank you for the 100 bits. And Baylord Bloodmid, thank you for subscribing with Prime. Iron BT, thank you for being a 2-month sub on Twitch. Really appreciate it. Yeah, and prayers for Servant that he can find some work soon and be able to pay off his bills as well. Chuck, thank you. If I didn't say already, thank you for your support here on Twitch. And then here on YouTube, we have quite a bit of super chats. So I appreciate you guys a lot there for your support on YouTube. I really appreciate you all. And yeah, I am Eastern Orthodox, and I was married before. And I've talked about it a bit. For sure. So, all right, let's go ahead here. Start from the top. Quack, thank you for the $2 super chat. Fave, thank you for the 5. Actually, I think the ones that I heard already said thank you to you while on stream, but thank you again, Quack, Fave. Thank you, Dan Hibiki, for being a member on YouTube. As a father that's had to go through 3 miscarriages, I despise this guy saying my 2 kids I lost have no inherent value. It's really insane. Scottish, thank you for the $10 or for the 10. I think I never remember like what the difference between the euro and the pound is. Nobody, thank you for the $5. Thank you, Matthew, for being a member for the last 4 months. Scottish, thank you for the 10. C Thomas for the 5. Gundam for the 10. Oh, and I'm getting rated. Hold on. Who dares? No, I'm kidding. Oh, Vlad, thank you so much. I don't follow you here. Hold on, let me give you. Oh no, I do follow you. Okay, thank you, Vlad, for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for the raid. We were reacting to the rest of the leaflet debate that we didn't get to last night because I had to tap out sometime before they got finished. I hope that your stream went well. Let me know how it went. And right now I'm just giving thanks to people who have supported across the platforms. So don't mind me too much. Gundam Lover, thank you for the 20. Trauma Tuna, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Quantum, thank you for the 5. Just a Filler, thank you for the 5. Nobody, thank you for the 5. Gundam, thank you again for another 20. C Thomas for the 5. Scottish for the 5. Dan Hibiki, thank you for the 5 as well. Scottish for the 2. C Thomas for the 5. Scottish again with another 5. Oh my goodness, I hope I'm not breaking your bank. Gundam, thank you for the 50. Scottish, thank you for the 2. And for the 5 after that, Gundam, thank you for another 20 here. Oh my goodness, you guys are killing it on YouTube. Holy smokes. Thank you. Scottish, thank you again for the 5. Base Bird, thank you for the 2. Gundam for the 20. Scottish for the 5. Gundam for the 20. Oh man, my neck, I can't laugh. My neck is actually in so much pain. Iron BT, you don't have to say sorry. You stay as long as you need to. Thank you for the 10, Star Warrior for the 5, Aslendi Ender for the 20, and thank you Matthew again for the 5 Maple dollars. Really appreciate you guys. I would Okudi-chan, if you're still here, look at the channel Patristic Nectar. It's really good if you want to learn about the Orthodox faith, and they also have an app with like a sorry, my neck is really hurting right now. Catechesis, or yeah, they have, sorry, I'm trying to get the link for you so you can, I spelled that wrong. Oh my gosh, this pain is so bad. Wow. Patristic Nectar, really good channel, highly recommend it. Yeah, refresh the page, make an account. Imagine that Ava debated John Liebert. I don't know how that would end, honestly. But here on Rumble, I don't know if I can, hope I can see what you guys have supported here. Oh man, my body. Thank you, Burnt Sausage, for the 50 Rumble rants. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for your support on Rumble. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I've been so I was sick like a week or so ago, and I think it was last week. I was sick for a couple days, and I had to not go to work. And then like 2 nights ago, my throat was hurting really bad, and I thought I had recovered, and I've just it's been pretty bad, honestly. And now my body is just aching like all over the place. So I don't think I can stay up much longer, unfortunately. But thank you guys again for your support on the different platforms. I know that you don't have to, but it really means the world to me that you're supporting a little pin gremlin like myself. I will not be here until next Monday. We're gonna have a space with Ava or Ava. I don't even want to treat it as a debate. I really just want to get to understand him and his story more than I want to debate him, because he already gave his points, and it's clear that a debate's not gonna work. So maybe we'll just treat it like a therapy session or something. I don't know. But I can't in good faith call it a debate after what I saw. So if you guys want to be part of that, I'll be streaming on Monday. It'll probably be closer to 6 p.m. EST as usual. Iron Bear BT, thank you so much for gifting 2 subs on Twitch. Really appreciate it. Yeah, he's after clout. Oh yeah, absolutely. But you know, I think people like him still need help. And I just want to understand him and what's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and raid people on Kick and on Twitch, and I'm gonna find somebody on Rumble, because I have to start rating people out, or rating out to people. So I'm just gonna randomly pick someone. Amal is streaming on Rumble, so I will go ahead and raid her on Rumble. Yeah, thank you. Please pray for me, because I'm not feeling too good right now, and I just need to go to, like, my lower back is really hurting and my neck is hurting too. Oh man, sorry guys. I wish I could last longer, but I'm really not okay. I've like had to push myself in the last 2 to 3 days to stream. Oh man. All right, so on Kick we're gonna raid out to, let me see, someone I haven't raided in a while. I'm gonna go ahead and raid out to Razor VT on,
Please take care of
Kick.
yourself.
I will raid out to Maria Grace on Twitch, and we'll raid out to Amal on Rumble. So if you guys want to check them out and support them, all great people, thank you for your support today. God bless you. And if you guys want to continue to support me, you can check out my Throne, you can check out my Ko-fi. But otherwise, you know, please check out my YouTube videos and hype them so that we can get it pushed in the algorithm. Comment, like, subscribe, share with the peeps. Those are other ways to do it for free. And until next time, I love you guys very much. Hopefully the world doesn't burn while I'm gone. But we all know that that's not guaranteed. So I will catch you guys on Monday. God bless you, and to my Eastern Orthodox brothers and sisters, happy Holy Week, and happy Pascha on Sunday. Bye everyone. And please support my friends by giving them a follow. And we say bean raid, bean raid, bean raid every time we raid into another streamer, another streamer's chat or whatever. So make sure to show a lot of love, spam emotes, spam bean raid, and I'll see you on Monday. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Appreciate it.